Give it another couple. That's right. She's good. So. Yeah. Usually 15 minutes to pad out anyway. So.
Good afternoon and welcome to North Hobart Oval for the big clash today between traditional rivals North Hobart and the Glenorchy Football Club. It's a special day for the North Hobart Football Club with captain Hugh Williams Senior and club favourite Ollie Devenuto playing games.
Live Bupa Tasmanian State League action coming to you here, round 8 from North Hobart Oval. The North Hobart Demons hosting the Glenorchy Magpies on a Sunday afternoon to round out round 8 of the Bupa Tasmanian State League season. My name is Anthony Osborne. I'll be joined today by Damien Gill to bring you all the action from North Hobart Oval. The Demons probably with a fair bit of confidence coming off a really strong performance last weekend against North Launceston. 7 goals from Colin Garland, helping the Demons almost pull off a remarkable upset against the reigning premiers. Ultimately, they did fall short, but plenty of positives to take away from that contest. Glenorchy, on the other side of things, they've been hit by injuries in recent weeks, and coming up against North Hobart today, they'll be looking to back up a stirring win over Lauderdale last weekend. Beautiful conditions here at North Hobart Oval, must be said. Backing up a lovely day in Hobart yesterday as well. Crowd starting to fill in, these traditional rivals facing one another. Met once this year already, with Glenorchy taking the chocolates at KG5 earlier in the season. But North Hobart, as mentioned before, do look to be a different force in recent weeks, particularly with the return of Colin Garland. The Magpies, with a few injury concerns of their own, again, rallied really well last weekend to get the chocolates over Lauderdale, but interesting to see just how they can back up with some of the younger players stepping up into senior TSL football in 2019. A couple of late changes here as well. So both sides just going through their final preparations at the moment. So go through the teams. North Hobart there. Plenty of young names in this side, but a couple of late changes for them. Ole Angerstein comes into the team. Big, tall ruckman. Looking forward to seeing what he can produce here up against Glenorchy's Cameron Duffy. Another laid out in Luke Waters and Brendan Midson as well, going out with Angerstein and Axel Moore coming into the team today. So a couple of younger faces, but as you look through that team, you've got the likes of, obviously, Ollie DiVenuto, Hugh Williams, Colin Garland, plenty of experience there, and today's a significant day for the Demons with DiVenuto and Hugh Williams Sr. both playing their 150th game for the club. Not that they needed any extra motivation against a traditional rival, but certainly keep an eye on those two throughout the day. Sam Dahl, obviously on the ball, Jaden Charlton as well, so they do have the experience there to support some of these younger players coming through the team. As we take a look at the Glenorchy lineup as well. And as expected, Josh Arnold is laid out of this Glenorchy side today. Copped a big injury knock a fortnight ago, was laid out last week. Was hopeful of playing this weekend, but yeah, late withdrawal Josh Arnold, with Ryan Banks-Smith coming back into the team. Tasmanian Devil. It's been a pretty handy touch for both the Devils and Glenorchy so far in 2019, so expect plenty of run and dash from him as you look through that team again. Plenty of players in really good form at the moment. Harrison Gunther, centre-half back, has been in very good nick. Sam Rundle through the middle. And Ben Camrick, one of the more improved performers across the competition in recent times. And Tyler Bowden, named at full forward. And some very good nick last week. He's making his return to senior TSL football as well. I am joined here, as you can probably hear some of the effects, by Damien Gill. You've just been on a run, mate.
Tell you what, getting park's a struggle.
Traditional rivals, mate. They all come to support their team.
That's some good cardio. How are we, Anthony?
I'm excellent, mate. Good to have you with us here. I wasn't sure if you're going to be making it today, but no, good to have you alongside me.
Sorry for the lateness. I've actually come from my niece's birthday party, so
there you go.
Special time. Jeez, I'm going to have to catch my breath here before I really get involved in the commentary, Anthony.
No, that's right, mate. I'm happy to take control for the moment. Big inclusion for Glenorchy this week is Zach Webster. Bit of doubt as to whether he was going to play for Glenorchy this year. Initially signed with both the Magpies and Dosa in the Old Scholars, but he's here to make his senior return to TSL football after a handy couple of weeks in the Development League as well. Just adds that element of class to this Glenorchy outfit, and alongside the likes of Reece Mott and Ben Camrick will have an important role to play with a couple of their prime movers missing through injury. As mentioned before, Sam Rundle, Adam Roberts and a couple of other players rolling through there, including Jay Bowden. You really do have a potent midfield mix. So just repeating a couple of late changes here at North Hobart Oval for today's game. Josh Arnold are laid out for Glenorchy. Ryan Banks-Smith coming into the team. And for North Hobart, Luke Waters and Brendan Midson are out, with Ole Angerstein and Axel Moore coming into the team. And I know you're still catching your breath there, Gilly, but you'll have plenty to chat about with Ole Angerstein today. I know you're a big fan of his work.
Big unit. Interested to see North Hobart today. Of course, they really took it up to North Launceston last week. It was fantastic. It's whether they can replicate that again, Anthony. Glenorchy have been in very, very good nick. We know they've only had one blemish so far this season up against North Launceston. So if they can deliver a similar sort of level today, North Hobart, it should be a good contest.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Bear was very keen to say during the week, I know a lot's been made of Colin Garland kicking 7 last weekend, but it wasn't just the Colin Garland show. A lot of those younger players really did step up. Callum Kilpatrick and the likes just really improving as senior TSL footballers. But again, Colin Garland is going to be the focal point for them today. And I guess from a Glenorchy side of things, they do have a few players that could go to him. We're expecting Josh Grant to line up against him, do you reckon, Gilly?
Yeah, I think so. After watching last week up against North Launceston, they rolled 3 or 4 up against Cole Garland, and there wasn't really an ideal matchup for North Launceston for Cole Garland. He was strong. He never really looked like being beaten in the air. So I think the likes of a Grant is a good matchup.
Yep.
Real strong, quite athletic. I think that's probably where they'll head to first, and then they've got the likes of Gunther. They can also see if he can clamp down on Cole Garland, but Gunther probably gives them a bit more offensively.
Yep.
So I think they'll probably head to Grant first of all. But you talked about Cole Garland. He was fantastic last week, but the delivery was also very good.
Exactly.
A lot of those kicks into Cole Garland one-on-one made it pretty easy for him. So I don't know, there's something about his presence in the lineup that they just grew an extra leg last week, North Hobart. And Bear Robinson will be hoping that happens again. Also a big milestone game for, I'm not sure if you touched on it while I was sprinting my way to the ground, Hugh Williams. A massive milestone for him, a real heart and soul player for this North Hobart Football Club. So they're going to want to get the job done for him as well. But it's going to be a tough task up against Glenorchy, who, outside of a bit of bad luck in terms of injury, have probably been the most impressive team so far this year. One blemish, as we said, against North Launceston, just didn't bring their A game, but they're a fantastic team. They just wish, I'm sure PK would wish that he had his full complement of players, as we see a couple of those prime movers just march their way over to the bench, of course out injured, like Sir Daniel Joseph and Braden Webb. I mean, they're prime movers, they're absolute Rolls Royces, so add them into their team and they'll be really firing on all cylinders. It's, as I said, we've said a couple of times already, it's going to be a tall order, I think, for North Hobart today, but they've just got to remain competitive.
Yep. And
if they're within reach at three-quarter time, who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, Hugh Williams, Ollie Divenuto as well, also playing his 150th as Hugh Williams makes his way out to the middle. Harrison Gunther, the captain for Glenorchy today, again, almost Bradbury his way into the captaincy with a couple of injuries to the Magpies. So Williams wins the toss, kicking to the left-hand side of the screen. So, yeah, plenty to look forward to in this game today. Sam Dahl, of course, also been in some really good nick for North Hobart. I think something we've seen a fair bit with Glenorchy as well. Mentioning Josh Grant earlier, played a fair few minutes as a forward this year as well, with Sam Hall also being in defence. So they do have plenty of options. So, yeah, don't be surprised if Colin Garland does get off the chain that the Magpies will just throw things around a little bit and try a few different players on him. I think Cameron Duffy has probably been the form ruckman of the competition so far this year. He got on top against Lauderdale last week despite being a bit crook with food poisoning, I've been told. So he looks to be fit and firing today, and you just think if he can get on top against the inexperience of Angerstein, that could be a really crucial matchup to determine this outcome.
Now, there's very few names that are better than Ole Angerstein in the TSL. I think that just about takes the cake, and I'm hoping we see some aggression for him and he really puts the anger into Angerstein and takes it up to Glenorchy, because I think a hot start's going to be all important for North Hobart. If Glenorchy get the first couple of goals, it'll make it hard. But I'm really fascinated to see what sort of Demons performance gets dished up today. We've seen a mixed bag so far this season. Round one, they were really competitive with Lauderdale for large parts. Took the lead in the final quarter and then were blown away. They need to channel a bit of that game, but just hang around a little bit more. I suppose one of the other prime movers, I'm sure you've touched on, is Sam Dahl.
Yep.
He's a player they'll look to get the ball in his hands at every opportunity. Such a strong and combative type, but also really good by foot. And he's got good vision with his kicking as well. So They've got a few key types, North Hobart. Just have a look at Angerstein in there. Can we get a close-up on the big fella? You might not be able to fit him in if you go too tight. What a monster.
Yeah, he's certainly a big unit. Small ground as well. I reckon that might suit him. The big fella. Likely to see him drift forward.
Oh, he'll take a stride and he'll be in the 50. Look at him.
He's a tall man. There's no doubt about it. Towering over Cameron Duffy in the middle. Saw Hugh Williams named as ruckman with Angerstein, a late inclusion. So certainly adds a bigger body to a pretty young and inexperienced side, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I think the game is relatively new to him. But very, very strong. Strong as an ox. And we're in the middle. We'll see Angerstein go to work. There he is, a big commanding hit out. Bouncing ball, Charlton eyes it off. Cut off by Camrick. It's a tumbling kick inside forward 50 by Arundel. Daly eyeing it off. He's brought to ground. The ball keeps on moving. They'll hand it out now. There's Daly, the pocket rocket. Ashimi gets his kick away. Grace now. Good hands. So Grace from the paint of 50. Been one of the form forwards of the competition, if not the form forward. He was pretty good last week, actually, but didn't hit the scoreboard like he normally would. So, Aiden Grace, he doesn't mind these ones hard up against the boundary. It'll take every bit of 50. Aiden Grace, a good kick, but it's going to fall short in the square. Punch through. Good defensive job there by North Hobart, and it was Yates who hit it with good connection.
The ball comes back in here, driven to half back for the North Hobart Demons. Spills at the back of the contest. Glenorchy have some runners there, a bit of assistance. Good ball in from Sam Hall. Good pick up there from Adam Roberts, so he just fumbles as Nathan McCulloch comes in. Plenty of bodies around this football. Ben Camrick's there for the Magpies. Dahl there as well for North Hobart. Umpire decides to let it go, but he'll take it up now, and we'll have a ball up half back for the North Hobart Demons. See that a lot with Sam Dahl. He's playing through the midfield, but usually he's on kick-in duties as well for North Hobart, the most trusted user with ball in hand. So that ball comes down, hacked forward there for Glenorchy, but cut off well by Tom Reeves, back into the side. So he drives down the line and finds Colin Garland at half forward. His first touch of the football, early days. Sam Hall with him at the moment. So he just drifts the ball inside to Reeves again. Sets it up for Williams, starting forward, and a good mark taken by the milestone man. Really good grab. Starting forward today is the skipper. That's a really good grab.
Good grab, good kick as well. Just popped it into a little vacant bit of space, yet muscled out Webb and completed the grab nicely, did Williams. Now this would light an absolute fire under the Demons if in game 150 he could kick this one, Anthony Osborne.
Just approaching now, ball on the way, just misses to the right hand side. North Hobart's opening score of the afternoon, one behind a piece after a couple of minutes.
They'll bring it out quickly into the pocket. So it's going to be interesting watching that Garland matchup. As you said, Hall early is Webster back into this Glenorchy side. Of course, went across to Dosa for a little bit. He picks out a target in Gunther, the skipper of this Glenorchy side. Improved so much as Harrison Gunther since he's moved to half-back. Daly now looks ahead. Bowden couldn't complete the transaction, didn't bring it down. Grace inboard, not his best kick at all. He finds his target, and away they'll move now, North Hobart. Into the pocket, a long raking ball in the direction of Caswell. Doesn't take the mark, good enough to mop up. A shimmy and a shake, good stuff, low worm burner. Here's Charlton, drops into the middle. They move well through Walker. Walker now finds Cleaver. Cleaver off and inside 50. They had Garland, got good position, but a timely fist in the end. I think it was that man Hall. Just got enough on it to tip it away from Cole Garland, who will now compete in the ruck. So Garland jostles with Duffy. Duffy taps it down. At the fall was Reeves. That's a fantastic shot on goal through the middle. Well done, Tom Reeves. North Hobart claim a lead here as we see the snap from the youngster through the middle. Important to get a good start, as we said. Anthony Osborne and that's certainly a good start.
Absolutely, nice and busy early too, Thomas Reeves. He's been a handy TSL senior player now. He's one of those young North Hobart guys who's now played quite a bit of senior footy, really thrust into it, and he's back into the team this week, and that's a really good start for him. Just the start North Hobart are after. They draw first blood. Tom Reeves with 3 or 4 touches nice and early. Some really good work up at half forward earlier. As we return to the middle, Angerstein wins that one down. Dahl hacks it forward in the Garland direction. Garland, second grab, takes the mark. Again, just out-muscled Harrison Gunther in that occasion. Really good grab from Garland, and he looks dangerous early.
Well. Colin Garland, he's proving a real force. That was just strength, and that's what he did on 5 or 6 occasions against North Launceston. They rolled through 3 or 4 different types. Glenorchy might have to do the same.
Garland, kick on the way. Again, just missing to the right-hand side. So Colin Garland getting his hands on the footy early. 2 behinds to his name. North Hobart 1-2-8. Magpies 1 behind. 5.5 gone as Reece Mott brings the ball back in from the kick out. Long kick to half back, looking in the whole direction. McKnight's there at ground level for the Magpies, but the Demons bring it away through handball. Williams dished it off to young Kurt Mason. That ball goes out of bounds.
It is important that they maximise their early ascendancy, North Hobart. No, Glenorchy can pile on quick goals, so they just need to make it count when they have the opportunities. So this one, down from Angerstein. Trickles out the back. Camrick eyes it off, but slips through his fingers. And out it goes. Umpire will have it. Ben Camrick, what an impressive season he's putting together. He'll be right in the frame for the under-25s game, you'd think, to represent Tasmania in the June long weekend as it comes in again. Angerstein, front position. Drops it off. James Webb with a shimmy. He's caught. He's gone. Big Angerstein. The handball is well and truly on here, I'm guessing. There it is. Drops it off. Dahl, long and strong. Garland the target. Garland had about 5 Magpies to contend with. In the end, Bowden mops up. And McKnight runs it out. Be a stoppage. Right area for North Hobart. We see this again. That's going to happen a bit, I think.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. The quick ball long and high and just gets the Glenorchy defenders offside. Garland's going to make them think twice at every contest, you'd think, this afternoon, as that ball comes in. One down by Duffy. Camrick and Dahl collide. Jay Bowden takes that one over the line. Just see full-back Zach Webster at the moment lining up on young Bradley Young, but just think Webster can really fill that Daniel Joseph void off half-back. He's one of the best kicks in the competition. They certainly welcome his return.
It's a great point as the ball comes in again. Garland, best position, taps it down. Norton has a flying shot at goal. It's offline to the right. So a minor score. North Hobart all over Glenorchy here. Breeze not a major factor. They're just playing good footy as Bowden brings it out from full back. Reeves the target, down off hands. Daly tries to run away. Has Mott running shotgun. Kicking in forward 50. Bowden brings it down. He's got Walker to contend with. That's mopped up well. Brought out of defence for North Hobart. Norton the target. Shaking off was Brennan. He drives inside forward 50. Walker now. He'll find his target in Millhouse. Millhouse now finds Poke. Finley Poke back. And they should get out of dodge. They do through Williams. With the junior variety off for Oysters. Kilpatrick. Here he is. Drops it off and they'll move it out of defence. Reasonably well negotiated there by North Hobart. Bradley Young the target. He was in a nest of Magpies and did enough to tip it out.
Yeah, Callum Kilpatrick, mentioned before, I know he's one of your favourites there, Gilly, Oysters. He's really improving as a senior footballer. The last couple of years again, and thrust into senior football perhaps earlier than I may have expected, but he's handled it with aplomb so far. Williams wins that one down. Handball missing its target. Sea of bodies around the football. Funneled out the back towards Mott. Mott shakes a tackle, kicks it down the line. Camrick, he dishes the handball back inside. Just misses the target of Bowden. Looks to be on half back to start this game as he goes down the wing. Tumbling ball there. In pursuit is Kilpatrick for the Demons. He goes back inside, misses the target. Not his best work as Dahl mops up. The North Hobart repel off half-back.
They do indeed. A long kick. And back sitting in the hole was Duffy. Helps himself. He'll find Webster. Webster on the broadcast wing. Goes inside, finds Camrick right in the bullseye. He spots up a target in Rundle, slipping through his fingers at the fall nicely with the Demons through Kilpatrick. He'll go back to Williams Jr. Long and strong and eyeing off Reeves. Big punch coming from Banks Smith. Walker now with a problem. He's harassed and brought down in a good tackle. We see this again, big Banks Smith tackle. Walker, he had 3 goes at it, but he had Camrick all over him like a cheap suit. They contend now. Grant with an interesting hit out. It's picked up, almost thrown out by Hugh Williams, the skipper, and he'll climb on top. He's given away a free kick. No, it was Dahl even. Given away a free kick, and it's going to give Banks Smith, I think, or Rundle.
Sam Rundle.
Sam Rundle, a good opportunity. Played a really good game against Lauderdale and finished well. He kicked a good goal as well. Similar sort of territory. So you'd fancy from him from here, Anthony Osborne, as Sam Rundle. Crosses the paint of 50, about 45 metres out. Connected sweetly, never looked like missing. So Sam Rundle gets a really good goal for Glenorchy. Against the flow of play, you've got to say. And that's what bites for North Hobart. They've had the early ascendancy and they've only got 1 of 3 to show for it. Glenorchy go down the other end, free kick, and put it on the board.
Absolutely. You've mentioned it a few times now, North Hobart needing to really make the most of their chances. We know how quickly this Glenorchy outfit can score, and as you mentioned, Sam Rundle, perhaps not the most prolific goal kicker, but can hit the big sticks as he did last week. And yeah, promising start to him and a really good start to life at the Magpies for Rundle. Just adding an extra bow to that injury-hit midfield. Angerstein wins that one down, only as far as Rundle. Goes towards half forward, looking for the target, and a good mark taken by Josh Grant. Again, we've mentioned just how versatile he is. Strong mark taken inside 50, and he'll have a shot on goal.
Yeah, Josh Grant, he played the bulk of last year in the back line. He was a Team of the Year backman, actually. He's played probably the predominantly forward this year. And he's a real weapon for PK to go to.
Josh Grant crosses the paint of 50. Kick on the way, and he likes it straight away. Raises his finger, high-fives James Webb, and the Magpies have 2 in a minute.
They do, and Sam Rundle has been central to both of them. Really good clearance there, good clearing kick. Found his target in Grant, and of course he finished off the goal before, so he's a player that has lifted the last couple of weeks with a few of those other key midfielders out. Maybe he was going to play a bit of a different role in this lineup to what we're used to seeing him play at Launceston, but with the likes of Braden Webb going down, it changes the picture a little bit, and he's playing good footy as Webb brings him out of the middle. James Webb bounces ahead of a North Hobart defender. It lets in Grace. He snaps, turns, burns, and misses off to the right. Aiden Grace hasn't been a major factor yet. He's had 2 looks at goal, 2 behinds. No, he didn't even hit the scoreboard, did he, on his first kick?
No,
so
faded.
We're used to seeing him hit the scoreboard. Here we go. Sam Dahl from full back. Good chipping ball is in the arms of Williams. Keeps it moving beyond the arc. Long and strong in the Hugh Williams senior direction, just short of him. In fact, out on the full, so he'll come back from a Glenorchy boot in ball for Mott. He's never wasteful. Looks inside, opts to hand off for Geared. Geared now kicking for Grace. That's a great lead. It's good vision from Geared. And the punch was equal to it from Yates.
Do notice that with Aiden Grace. He never really seems out of a contest, even if he's a fair way back from his opponent. He just seems to make up ground really quickly and often quite late, and often competes at ground level as well. So that ball one down by Grant. Rundle in pursuit, unable to collect it. Handball Just goes to half back, but Glenorchy bring it back inside through Geared, looking for Grant. Hall, I should say, as he now competes at ground level, unable to complete the mark. Callan Daly is there. Dangerous here for North Hobart as Bailey Bester in the pocket. Just misses to the near side. Bester, lively figure for the Magpies last year, back into the Glenorchy senior team in recent weeks. Another behind for Glenorchy. North Hobart under the pump at the moment as Daly brings that ball back in to young Finn Poke. Handy contributor last weekend was Poke. He then finds Jaden Charlton, one of the more experienced members of this team. He drives the ball down in front of the interchange gates in the Garland direction. Unable to complete the mark, but he's got reinforcements as McCulloch picks it up on the outside, drives the ball forward looking for Williams. Unable to complete the mark. Some good defensive work there by Duggan, but Garland chips the ball. Oh, Cameron Duffy able to take the mark right on the goal line to save the day for the Magpies.
Juggled it over, so it was a minor score. They're bringing it out of defence now. Mott just toys with Norton. Delivers long onto the wing. Picked up by Grant, who drops it off, and they'll deliver inside forward 50. Again, Grace was the target. Was he taken out? Ball kept on moving inboard. It's going to be a Roberts ball. Becoming a very, very solid TSL footballer is Adam Roberts. He was just sitting all on his own in the middle. He's kept alive nicely, and I think it was Bailey Bester delivered in by foot, and Roberts. He's pretty reliable usually. Here he comes. It's about 30-metre kick. Leans back, puts it through. Glenorchy flex their muscle, extend the lead to 11 points. We'll see it again, straight through the middle. So Adam Roberts on the board.
Just see it again, really quick ball movement from the Magpies. Have won a couple of centre clearances in a row, but just then coast to coast in a hurry. That's what's going to worry the Demons today. Glenorchy really good with ball in hand. Quite a few of those little match winners getting their hands on the football early. Angerstein wins that one down. Losing his feet there was the North Hobart player in Daly. He's in pursuit now. Wrapped up in a tackle by Roberts, but it's going to be called high. So a free kick going the way of Daly in the middle of the ground. Goes to half forward, a man all on his own in McCulloch. McCulloch gets on his right, looking for Garland. That ball going to roll out of bounds. Two players in Williams and Garland both going for the same football. We'll have a ball in forward pocket for the Demons.
Now, I'll tell you what, they haven't done us any favours. Two players wearing identical helmets. Just mix up the colouring or something. Just help out the commentators.
Completely agree. McCulloch and Norton, the culprits here for North Hobart, or at least be on opposing sides, Gilly. This makes things difficult.
No good at all. I'm certain I've called Norton for McCulloch at least 3 touches so far. So
with the helmets off, they look very different as well, it must be said.
Yes, indeed. As it's tapped out the back, a little socket effort by Mott. Good pressure applied by McCulloch. So 17, almost 18 minutes gone here, first term North Hobart. The Demons had the early running. Didn't really hit the scoreboard that they would have liked. And Glenorchy, unfortunately for D's faithful out there, gone down the other end and made it count as Angerstein gets it down to the runners. Camrick's caught. He might have an issue here. Umpire's kind to him. So 1-4-10, 3-3-21. You wonder as well how long Bear Robinson persists with Hugh Williams Senior forward. It's the most natural of forwards.
I've seen him pinch hit a few times, but it's more been out of a lack of other options. And now that they've got Garland down there, it probably allows Williams to play that role he's more comfortable with in defence. But interestingly, still forward at the moment. So the Demons bring the ball forward, shot on goal, and it's a fantastic finish. The Demons with a goal out of nowhere. I believe it was Sam Daly. Really good finish from him, and that's exactly what the North Hobart Demons required. A goal seemingly out of nothing after some missed opportunities early. The Demons get a very important goal.
Here's the class of Sam Daly. Just runs on, a little burst, high goals. It's a pretty hard kick. for your average footballer, but he's not your average footballer. Quality player is Sam Dahl. That's a good finish. And that was probably against the flow of play the other way. So that's a real bonus for North Hobart, and they remain in touch, dying embers of the first term here. I've liked the work of Engerstein in the middle, I've got to say. Getting it down. Here he is again, the big fella. That's a throw, I would have thought, but Charlton, he'll help himself. That may be cosmic football justice as the ball lands in the arms of Jay Bowden. He'll look out to the wing. Grant just overcooks the kick. Lets in Yates. Yates inboard. Finds McCulloch. McCulloch keeps it moving. They go from Axel Moore to Josh Clifford. Geez, he's got a good head of hair, Josh Clifford. He'll go back to Hugh Williams Jr. They've switched that up pretty well as Yates gets on the end of a move he started. This kick not the best. The target was Brad Tilbury. Trickles out of play. It'll be thrown in. Centre wing, Rise Street side of North Hobart Oval. The home of football in the State South. And not too many better places to play the great game than here at North Hobart Oval as it comes in again. Duffy jostles for position, does well, straight down to Camrick. He bursts away. Camrick now spotting up a target. That is silver service for Tyler Bowden. Didn't have to break stride, didn't have to think. Camrick just put it right down his throat. See it again on the burst. Look at that. Pierces the gap with perfection. So big Tyler Bowden. I'll tell you what, he had some real fireworks at KG5. Kicked a couple of beauties. He's an important player. Big target for Glenorchy. Out to the right. Gives it a ride. It's going to go wide. It is. So a minor score. But he's made his way into this side. He was made to work for his opportunity, and he's taken it so far. But it is important against a team with not too many key defenders that he causes a bit of a nuisance of himself, as this kick out of defence is no good for Reeves.
So Thomas Reeves, half forward here for the Magpies. Little chip in ball, finds Rundle. Getting his hands on the football in this opening term is the former Launceston leader. As Rundle assesses his options, decides to go back. Finds Geared, as the Magpies reset. Geared just pops it in long in the Grace direction, unable to take the mark, but Zach Webster is there to mop things up. He's harassed by his opponent, Callan Daly, some fast feet. Not sure how we got rid of that one, and the umpire agreed. So a free kick going the way of North Hobart, taken by Sam Caswell. The back pocket, some really good defensive efforts there by the Demons. So that ball goes down the line, looking for Garland, unable to complete the mark. Norton picks the ball up, just dribbles the ball along the ground, down the wing, only as far as Duggan. Mopped up there by Hall as he looks in the Brennan direction. Brennan, again, under immense pressure. Camrick, again, another player getting his hands on the football. That ball, not his best work, trying to cut back inside. It's intercepted. Williams, it's just a scrappy football in the middle of North Hobart Oval at the moment. McCulloch just gains some meterage by whacking the ball along the ground as Webster mops up at half back. The Magpies get the ball out to Ryan Banks-Smith and just take a deep breath.
They do indeed. He spots up Grant. Watching Mott really work back into back 50, provide an outlet kick. That's a good defensive mark on the wing. Taken by Yates. He's been pretty busy. His kick is a shocker, but it might let in Garland. He tries to keep it alive. Bouncing ball. And it's been pinged out in the full, so that's a bit of a disaster of an outcome for North Hobart. If he had his time again, he would have liked to throw in. But nevertheless, it's out in the full and a Glenorchy ball. Or the whistle came maybe before he completed the mark, but Aaron Brennan has the ball. Defensive half back, he kicks onto the wing. It falls for a runner in Axel Moore. He loses the footy. Bounding out of the stoppage was Rundle. Onto the chest, the big barrel chest of Tyler Bowden. He turns and goes. Sits it up. Looking for Grace. Gets rid of his defender. And no issue, says the umpire, by the looks. No, there was some protests being formed by Hugh Williams Jr., but as we see this again, just too strong, I think. Not a lot in that.
He just reads the ball so well, Aiden Grace. Ball fell short, but he got himself in a really good position and just getting his hands on the football.
Well, I think a couple of years ago when he was at Clarence, we saw potential in Aiden Grace, and now he just looks a darn good footballer. Reads it so well in the flight and generally does this part of the game pretty darn well. So Aiden Grace, distance not a trouble at all. That's straight through the middle. The umpire won't have to work at all. Another for Glenorchy. They put the foot down. 2-goal margin. Dying embers of this first term. Decent crowd in for the old rivals. Sunday football. Not a regular feature of the TSL fixture. Got to say, I like it, Anthony Osborne.
Absolutely beautiful day at North Hobart as well. Slight chill in the air, but blue skies overhead. Aiden Grace on the scoreboard for the Magpies. Gets that lead back out to 2 goals. To resume in the middle, Gillies man Angus Stein brings that ball down, looking for McCulloch, unable to pick up the ball, but he does his own roving there, runs over the top of it. Reece Mott out to Camrick, and the Glenorchy had some runners on the outside, but Kilpatrick intercepts it. Bit of an injury concern here. Cameron Duffy in the middle of the ground, still on his haunches. That ball's mopped up in defence by the Magpies. We'll keep an eye on Duffy for the next couple of minutes. Looks to be up and moving now, but just took a little while to get back to his feet, did the big man.
Oh, don't even worry. If he comes off on a stretcher, he will be back out there. He had a miraculous recovery against Lauderdale.
Yep.
He had the jacket on, he was done.
He's a workhorse, Cameron Duffy. Wins that ball down, looking for Mott. He's under pressure from Dahl, geared on hands and knees. Whistle is blown. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Geared. Thought about dishing off the handball to a runner. Opts to go out wide to Zach Webster, former Hawthorn player. Very handy addition to this Glenorchy outfit. Likely to play that role across half back as he goes down the line looking for Duffy. That ball just falls out the back to Yates, but a whistle's been called. Free kick going the way of Bailey Bester. He's got a couple of runners, but he opts to go down long looking for Grant. Unable to quite complete his run and jump at the mark. Yates dishes the ball off, and the Demons move the ball down the wing looking for Garland. Ball spills out the back. It will be mopped up by Trad Duggan. Ends up just laying the tackle.
Could be a good result this for North Hobart.
Absolutely. That looked like it was Trad Duggan's ball all day, but the Demons win the ball there through Garland. He chips it into Daly in the pain of 50.
He's going to have a go.
Don't mind that from Daly. Experienced user. Umpire's called that there might be a blood rule, I think, for Sam Daly.
Oh, so Daly has to march off.
He was priming himself for that shot on goal too. So
that's a stinger.
Absolutely. So Nathan McCulloch with ball in hand. I don't know if he quite has the leg. He's just assessing his options at the moment. Here's McCulloch. Consistent performer for the Demons. So just sets himself to launch. Goes long as the siren sounds, and that one falls short. So an entertaining opening quarter. 2 goals the difference in favour of the Magpies. 4-4-28 to North Hobart 2-4-16. An entertaining start to this one, Damien Gill.
Yeah, in a big way. That scoreboard not quite accurate. We'll just get it updated. It is a 4-4-28 Glenorchy, North Hobart 2-4-16. There we go, nice and updated. All singles for the Pies, Grace, Grant, Roberts and Rundle. So 2 Gs, 2 Rs. And Darley and Reeves with the goals for North Hobart. It's been an entertaining contest. I think Glenorchy on the burst have looked very, very dangerous. And you just fear for North Hobart if they really get things motoring Glenorchy, because they'll just pile them on. But they're in the game. There's no question about it. They probably just need to make a little bit more, another goal or 2 out of their early ascendancy. Garland had a really good opportunity in front of the sticks, and they just didn't make it count. As we have a look at some of the highlights from the first term. There was the goal from Reeves. It's a sharp front and centre. Finished off. And at that point, North Hobart were in control, but they got an opportunity through a free kick, Glenorchy, and Rundle finished off. And then that saw Glenorchy take the ball by the horns and take control of the contest, really, didn't it, Anthony?
Absolutely. You can see here Josh Grant became a focal point forward for the Magpies. He kicked that goal there, and Glenorchy really threatened to march away with the ascendancy early in that opening term. Another goal here through Adam Roberts, finding way too much space for Bear Robinson's liking, I dare say. He converted. Again, just becoming a handy TSL footballer is Adam Roberts, and at that point, Glenorchy really threatening to pull away. Once again, Aidan Grace, after missing a couple of opportunities early in the term, he capitalised, kicking this goal late. And then North Hobart, to finish off the quarter, just got one against the flow of play. Sam Dahl converting really well, collecting the ball and finishing on a tight angle in the forward pocket to give North Hobart a really important goal late in the term.
He'll be filthy he didn't get to have that shot pretty much on the siren. McCulloch didn't quite have the journey, but having a look at him, he's been mummified, so he obviously had a bit of claret running from the face. Did Sam Dahl. Have a look at that. Look at that effort. We can't get the camera to zoom in, but you'll see in a minute. I don't know whether that's the best use of tape.
It's actually,
that can't be serious.
It's actually, it must be a cut to the head or the jaw. It actually has nothing to do with the nose at all.
In. I don't know whether Simon, the cameraman's, listening up there.
I might have to just keep this on Daly watch for a little bit, because that is, as you mentioned, an interesting use of the tape.
Simon, if you can hear us, just zoom in on Sam Dahl in that North Hobart huddle, because he looks ridiculous.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah,
as the game unfolds.
We'll no doubt focus on that too much. But it's a good contest, isn't it, Anthony? Two goal margin, even 2 goals gives North Hobart a sniff, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And as mentioned earlier, they'd be annoyed that they didn't capitalise on the ascendancy they had early in the contest. Glenorchy, when they moved the ball quickly, looked to be really dangerous. But on the same side of things, when North Hobart get the ball and bring it inside 50 really quickly, Colin Garland is proving to be a bit of a force. Yet to hit the scoreboard is the former Melbourne Demon, but he's just starting to make the Glenorchy defence a little bit concerned. So a few little storylines to keep an eye on as this game unfolds. Hugh Williams playing forward for the Demons, Josh Grant for the Magpies. Probably expect some of those players to be thrown around as the game unfolds. At the moment, 12-point margin at the first break to the Magpies. Late goal to Sam Dahl, really important just to get one back for the Demons and keep them in touch at the opening change.
Yeah, no, it is. It's as we said, a bit of vibrancy around North Hobart Oval today. Decent crowd in. And Glenorchy with the early running at the first change. Of course, their centenary year. It's a big year for the club. And these games against a traditional rival in North Hobart, a traditional rival, they've got a few. They've always been big over the journey. It's good to see it's still well supported by both fan bases. So 2-goal margin. If you are Bear Robinson in there in that huddle, outside of going, Sam, what's going on with the tape, mate? What else are you saying?
Well, I did see him looking in the Sam Daly direction, and I'm sure that's what he was addressing at the quarter-time break there, Gilly. But no, I think they'd be pretty happy with the way they've been able to move the ball. They won a couple of centre clearances in the midway point of that opening term, and as I mentioned before, when they bring the ball in nice and quickly with a couple of those taller targets down there, Garland, sometimes Williams, sometimes your man Angustine, they just seem to have the Glenorchy defence double guessing themselves and really putting them under the pump. So I think they'll be looking to move the ball really quickly. The defence has held up fairly well. Saw a couple of occasions where Tyler Bowden and Aidan Grace were able to find some space, but I think all in all there are quite a few positives for Bear Robinson to really address in that term, and I think like the issue they've had for a little while. It's probably just that ball use and being able to hit their targets and perhaps not take off too much going forward. But no, I think they'll be pretty happy with that start to the game.
Well, Garland's the man, isn't he? Ahead of the footy. If they feed him, they'll run Glenorchy pretty close, I think. Every time the ball's been in his zone, he's affected a contest, he's brought the ball to ground, or he's clunked it himself. So he's the real strong target, and it's just about whether the delivery is up to a standard it was last week. That was the really promising thing about North Hobart last week. The delivery into Garland was exceptional. So if they can give him enough looks, I think they'll stay in this game. But he remains a key player, as does the mummy, Sam Dahl. You'll see in your shot, number 13 there, North Hobart. You can see the tape.
Almost looks like he has a receding hairline if you just glance at it too there, Sam Dahl, with the tape over the head. But as you mentioned there, you've got Dahl, McCulloch, Charlton. They are good ball users, so they really should be bringing the ball in well. And with Colin Garland up there, anything can happen. So the umpire throws the ball up to start the second term. Cameron Duffy wins that one down to Ben Camrick. Good start to the game from him. He looks forward to Adam Roberts in pursuit of the ball, but unable to keep it in play. That one rolls out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in on the Ryde Street wing.
We focused a fair bit on the North Hobart side of the coin there at quarter time, but be interested in Paul Kennedy in his assessment of the first quarter, because Glenorchy only in patches really got their game going. North Hobart did pretty well to quell them. The ball was moved from Dahl, his new headgear. Delivers down the line, punched away, and out it goes. So stoppage centre wing, far side here at North Hobart Oval. Glorious place to watch footy, as I said. The ball's back in. Out the back goes James Webb. Aaron handball. Let's in North Hobart. Through Finley Poke. And he pokes it out.
Another good name. This North Hobart outfit, isn't it? Finley Poke. Good in his debut last weekend, like a lot of his teammates. That ball comes in. Angerstein with the double-handed tap. Huge tackle laid there by Charlton as the ball just drifts out from McCulloch to Norton. Demons have a little bit of space here through Caswell. Glenorchy just restricting some of their movement as they go back inside through Cleaver. Callan Daly mops up for the Magpies, but there's an umpire's whistle. It's going to go the way of the Demons, holding the man, I believe. So Tom Reeves in the middle of the ground. Moves the ball quickly, looking for Garland. He was out the back. Williams was forward of him, unable to hit either target. So the Magpies mop up. That one there through Hall. On the left boot, out to Brennan. Brennan has an overlap runner in Camrick, who's just in a bit of a pickle here. Man hot on his heels, but he goes to Bester as he looks to go inboard, only as far as Sam Dahl.
It was well collected by Bester, but the kick was ordinary. Now that's a good kick from Dahl. Garland arrives, collides with Webster. Norton keeping it alive. No, he wasn't. So out it goes.
Zach Webster starting to get involved here for Glenorchy. Haven't seen him in the middle yet, so I think that half-back row.
Yeah, he's floated across well, and actually playing a pretty good defensive role as well as creating as Dahl sends a chaos ball forward, looking in the direction of Caswell. Misses him, finds the boundary line. So early second quarter here at North Hobart Oval, if you are just hopping on the live stream with the contest. 2 goals the margin the way of the Maggies. In it comes. Garland opts to take it straight out of the ruck, but now he's got a problem on his hands. Umpire waits and pings. He won't be happy at all here, I think, Garland, but pretty straightforward for the umpire to assess as Mott goes into the corridor. It's a good kick. It needed to be. Now James Webb's got a problem. His awareness was not on. McCulloch just hopped into him, and away he goes now, McCulloch. The helmeted McCulloch looking for Garland. Gets separation at the full. Garland first to it. Pops it on the boot. I think it hit the post. It did. And they make their way out of defence now, Glenorchy.
So Reece Mott takes the ball out wide to Rundle. Middle 1-2, unable to quite pull it off there with Geared and Rundle, but Rundle retrieves his own ball, drives the ball down to Webb, looking to go inboard. McCulloch starting to have an impact here as he influences that contest and gets it out to McCulloch. Dahl down the line, looking for Garland in the forward pocket. Takes the mark on his chest, and again, the Demons, quick ball movement seems to be the real focus for them at the moment. And just like that, they can find Colin Garland on a lead. Sam Hall trailing behind him in that instance, but it's always a tough pocket to kick from here at North Hobart Oval. As Garland makes his approach. Ball on the way, it's going to fade all the way to the other side and out of bounds on the full. But again, promising signs for the Demons, moving the ball quickly. Colin Garland able to get on the end of it. He's had 3 or 4 opportunities to impact the scoreboard now. Yet to do any, but he might have another one here. Harrison Gunther, not his best work, as Colin Garland takes the mark, plays on, and kicks his first goal back at North Hobart Oval in season 2019.
Fantastic, smart footy, wasn't it? I think Harrison Gunther, what I like about him is he'll probably take on that kick again the next time, but it was a brave kick, and he didn't get it right. And I tell you what, Geared copped some punishment with a mark taken from Garland, and that's just smart, Garland. His set shot kicking so far today hasn't been 100%, and it just was the situation that the defence were napping, and off he goes and pops it through. That's huge for North Hobart. They cut the margin. It's less than one straight kick now. Angus Stein in the middle, drops it off. Charlton first to it. Dahl now finds Clifford. Clifford back for Charlton. Good movement. Charlton with a juggling effort, paddles it back the other way. Roberts snares it now for Glenorchy. Out for Daly, eyes it off, overruns it. Good tackle, pressure applied by North Hobart. So they bring Glenorchy screeching to a halt on the pain of 50. A 5-point margin for the Magpies. They've started this second term with some real purpose. North Hobart, socket off the ground. Lucks of fortune into the arms of Daly. Sometimes just putting your boot through it works, and that's exemplified in that play, Anthony Osborne.
Absolutely, I reckon that's probably the deepest entry Glenorchy have had so far this quarter. The ball's really lived at that Horrick Orange stand end of the ground, so Callan Daly with a chance here, and Glenorchy trying to make a goal out of nothing in terms of the run of play here.
So Callan Daly, one of the best goal sneaks in the lead. Never looked like missing. Callan Daly, quality player. That's a half chance goal from the Magpies. They put it on the board. Their 5th of the day. They extend the margin again.
Just a class player, Callan Daly, isn't he? Finds space and usually always finishes well. Another good finish from him. He's really emerging as to one of the most important players in this Glenorchy outfit. Probably, arguably, the best small forward in the game at the moment down here in the TSL.
Yeah, tough to argue with you. I guess a Kera Newer would be another one in the conversation. But, it'd be tough to argue as we're back in the middle again. Angus Stein out the back. Running through was Jay Bowden. He might just handball it to himself. He does. Jay Bowden now. Candy shot. Through he goes. Jay Bowden shakes off one tackle. A second. Hands it off. Geared manufactures a shot. I think that one's out on the full. Thought we were about to witness a bit of a Jay Bowden classic there. Didn't quite come to fruition. So they'll bring it out deep defence. Hugh Williams finds Daly. Well, he may as well have brought his own share into the footy, Sam Daly. He's going to have that much of it. He kicks long onto the wing. Kilpatrick the target. Couldn't affect the contest. Out it goes. So 3-5-23 North Hobart plays Glenorchy 5-4-34 as it currently stands. Bit of a chill in the air here at North Hobart Oval as Daly again, this time via hand, cut off by Mott, swings it inside forward 50, punch away by Walker. Standing under a high ball was Daly, slipped through his fingers. Rundle now trying to bustle his way through, kicking off the ground was Bester. Trickles out of play.
Glenorchy just starting to get some play at their end of the ground in this second term. Much like the opening term, North Hobart, general control of play early in the quarter. Although Colin Gale and Gould unable to fully take advantage of it as that ball comes back in. Glenorchy feed it out to Camrick. He's at half forward. Crafty little kick looking for Jay Bowden, who wheels around on his right boot. Floating ball to full forward. Looking for Grant, but that one rolls out of bounds. Jay Bowden just starting to get his hands on the football here, Gilly.
Here's warning signs for the D's. If you just let him get too much latitude, you can put the game beyond you. That kick wasn't too bad for Grant. Just went the one juker, couldn't bring it down. So he'll be thrown in again. Williams doing the defensive ruck duties. They wait under it. Williams over the top. Sockering was geared. Daly picks it up, fires off a shot. Wide and another stoppage. So Glenorchy keep it locked in there. Be a real win if North Hobart can survive this sustained period of pressure and go down the other end. Again, they've started both quarters well, North Hobart, as Grant might have given away a free kick there. He did, so that's the reliever they need, North Hobart. The designated kicker, as always, is Dahl, kicking long onto the wing. Garland, the target, brings it to the fore. And he's happy with the service. Trickles out of play. They get it out of that defensive arc.
Absolutely, and you hit the nail on the head there. Sam Dahl, it's just the role he plays, isn't it? He's always there, ready for the release kick. Such a good user. Important member of this team as Williams slaps that one down in front of him. Rundle and Bowden in pursuit, but out of bounds again.
Who's the big fella?
It's a very good observation, Gilly. Can't see him on the field at the moment. Big Ole Angerstein. Must be off at the moment. Williams competing in the ruck against Reeves. Reeves wins that one down on as far as Charlton. Feeds the ball out. Williams doing some roving there for the Demons as well. Jay Bowden wrapped up in a Sam Dahl tackle. Just stoppage after stoppage at the moment here at North Hobart Oval. Demons 3-5-23 trail the Magpies 5-4-34 as Reeves just slaps that ball out of the contest. Callan Daly does the roving. He dishes it back off to Reeves. Looking for James Webb. Plays a good tackle, does Webb. Have another ball up just outside 50 for the North Hobart Demons.
So Reeves and Williams. Reeves over the top, good reach. Just couldn't gather. Unlike him, was Daly. One of the most exciting players to watch in the comp, I reckon, Callan Daly. When he's around the footy, stuff happens as it comes in again. Reeves and Williams. Where is the big fella? Williams down. There he is, Daly, slipping through his fingers. Reeves now, hands it off, slipping. Was geared. After Reeves again, he's had 3 touches of the footy inside 2 seconds. He runs it over try style.
He's a versatile player for them, Reeves. He moves pretty well for a bigger player and just gives Duffy a bit of a chop out. Again, Reeves and Williams competing once more. Williams roves his own football. McCulloch's there for the Demons. So is Norton, wrapped up in a Camrick tackle. Bodies again all around this football.
Well, they're not happy about it.
A little bit of argy-bargy there. Very smart at the bottom of it.
He's lit a fuse for someone.
Absolutely, it's Angus Norton in there. He always seems to be thereabouts, Angus Norton, when there's a bit of argy-bargy out in the middle.
The big fella's back. There he is, big Angus Stein. Climbs on top. Forces a stoppage.
Just see there, Norton really getting under the skin of a couple of the Magpies. He certainly has a bit of a reputation as a pesty sort of character. Good young footballer is Angus Norton. Becoming a handy player for this North Hobart side as Daly wraps Ben Camrick up. That ball gets out the back to James Webb. He's tackled over the line by that man Norton.
Off the ball free kick, I think. And it was there, I reckon. Just fell into his back a little.
Yep.
So it'll be James Webb ball. Takes his free kick and kicks long. It was interesting defending from Hugh Williams. Manufacturing a shot was Jay Bowden. It wasn't a shot, it was a good pass in the end almost took the mark, Aiden Grace. In the end, desperate defending from Walker. Sees it ending a point. You see that from Bowden. The magician makes things happen. Oh, he just had the one arm, had to almost bicep curl it in. Oysters Kilpatrick in all sorts of trouble now. He gets a relieving stoppage. So Glenorchy on top.
So ball up, back pocket here for the Demons. Angerstein just has to work his way around the umpire there, does the big fella. Able to get away as Reece Mott whacks the ball in his boot. High ball towards full forward. Jay Bowden's there for Glenorchy. As is Adam Roberts. Huge bump laid there by Tyler Bowden as Ben Camrick snaps. Flying shot on goal. Misses to the left-hand side. Plenty of height on that kick there from Camrick. Unable to quite control the curl. As Dahl brings that ball back in to Trent Millhouse. His kick, certainly not his best, lands on the roof of the interchange. Almost a pass to us up here in the commentary box.
The commentary cage, really, today.
Commentary cage, yeah, I should say that. A bit of an exhibit here at North Hobart Oval in the cage. So, Reeves with the ball. On the wing as he drives the ball down. In the Bowden direction, takes the mark on his chest, had Kilpatrick for company. In the end, the ball just fell in his lap.
Yeah, but it's smart, isn't it? Smart play from Jay Bowden. He just protected the space in front of him. And he knew that Kilpatrick was never really going to affect it, so it was just a matter of if he could complete the grab. We'll see it again.
He just stood his ground, didn't he? Smart footballer, Jay Bowden.
He's magnificent.
Played a variety of roles this year, has the champ. As he comes in now, shot on the way. Umpire has to do a fair bit of work, and in the end, too much from the Glenorchy point of view. That one fades to the right. North Hobart just being led off with a couple of missed Magpies goals here.
That's a very good point. Exactly what I was about to say. That is a big let off as Dahl does, runs out from full back. The target is Kilpatrick. He's got 3 Magpies to contend with. In the end, that's a volleyball effort from Grant. And he knows it. That's as illegal as it gets as Kilpatrick. Good switch into the middle there. Through the corridor now. North Hobart. They keep it moving from Young out to Walker. Walker now for Reeves. The kick's over Cook, but Reeves makes a great fist of it. Dumped in a tackle after he got rid of it, I reckon. Oh, they get away with it. So it'll be stoppage, forward 50. That was good ball movement from North Hobart. Like when they move it quick. In it comes again. The ruckman this time is Garland. Just swings it over the back. Coming through traffic. It's a touch ball bouncing towards the pocket. Webster takes the sanctuary of the boundary line and then sort of wished he didn't. And he's been pinged.
He almost tried to feign that he actually was bringing the ball back in there, Zach Webster. But
I think what we saw there, Anthony Osborne, is he regretted straight away what he did. He's gone, oh, that was a bit too obvious. And it's led in Charlton. So Charlton, round the body, through the middle. That is just what they needed, North Hobart. They've weathered a storm at the other end, and now they go down forward and put it on the board.
Yeah, really well called there, Gilly. Glenorchy with control of play the last 5-6 minutes, but unable to really make the Demons pay, and they get it down the other end. Free kick to Charlton, and his experience just shining through. Really good finish from the pocket. And the Demons, again, just in touch with the Magpies at the moment. 8 points the difference. 17, just under 18 minutes gone now in this second term.
Good game, this.
Really good game of football as we go back into the middle. Duffy wins that one down, but only as far as the goal kicker in Charlton. His ball tumbling towards half forward. Webster flies, unable to complete the mark as McCulloch gets to the bottom of the pack, feeds the ball out. The Demons again pushing the ball forward. Garland's in pursuit. It's going to fall short of him. Good work there from Bowden. Again, down in defence now for the Magpies, but it's cut off. Over the top to Reeves. Reeves with the banana. Just misses to the near side. So North Hobart just starting to get a couple of opportunities now.
Well, I just think Cole Garland makes things happen even when the ball doesn't head to him. They're so concerned about him. I think it's just transformed this North Hobart side as Bowden brings it beyond the arc. It was the kick meant for Webster. Reeves clattered into him. And it'll be thrown up. Umpire says, I'll have it. So the big man, big Angerstein, Ole Angerstein, taps it to the back. Comes for McCulloch. Will his kick stay in? It does. A bouncing ball into the pocket. Reeves arrives, leaves the footy behind. Swinging tackle is a good one. Out it goes. Oh, he's been pinged. Ooh, I think he was pinged for a throw, not deliberate. We'll have to see this again, Anthony Osborne. It was McKnight. Yeah, he's thrown it.
Yep.
It's a good call from the umpire.
Good tackle from Josh Cleaver.
Well, here is the big Josh the Meat Cleaver. What can he do? This will take a good kick. We've got a good angle on it, and geez, he's curled it in. He's got the ball to talk as Cleaver. Fantastic finish from Josh Cleaver. North Hobart cut the margin to just 1 point.
Fantastic finish from Cleaver. Did all the hard work with the tackle, and it's a very difficult kick and made it look easy in the end. Just weighted that ball perfectly. And
I tell you what, wouldn't mind seeing that replay again, Ash. I don't know whether it just caught a bit of the post or whether that was just my mind deceiving me on that replay. Would have been interesting if we had referrals in the TSL. Have a look at this again, Anthony Osborne.
Oh, certainly close. Certainly close. Don't mind that from you. Very good observation there, Gilly. Back in live play, Aiden Grace just dobs the ball forward for Glenorchy. Callan Daly does the roving, just misses. Again, when Callan Daly's near the football, things happen, Gilly.
Yes, a little tip rat. He's just at the bottom of packs and he just eats it all up. That's a rare miss from Daly. So they'll bring it out of defence, North Hobart. It's with Charlton. He's had a good game so far. Absolute commentary mockers because that's not his best kick, but Norton there to apply pressure on Mike. Sitting under it was Hugh Williams. Solid defender is Hugh Williams Jr. Switches out. Finds a target in Divenuto. He goes inside. That's a shocker of a kick. Dahl mops up. Now he's got some problems. Arm pin. Can't really get rid of it. Don't know what the umpire wants from him. I feel a bit sorry there for Sam Dahl. It's a fantastic tackle from Jay Bowden, but we'll see on the replay. I'm not sure he could actually legally dispose of the football unless he threw it and hoped his boot collided with it. We'll see it again. Divenuto's sold him into absolutely all sorts. Made a contest of it. Went and won the footy. Arm pin. How can he get rid of it?
Yeah, it was Jay Bowden straight there with the tackle.
So Jay Bowden, in he comes. He missed one earlier on. He doesn't often miss twice. He does on this occasion. Out to the right, a minor score. So again, Glenorchy let off North Hobart, but that might be a bit of footy justice, I think, as the little dinky kick inboard finds McCulloch, who's been busy. Wheels and goes, looks out onto the wing. Williams had some separation on Grace. Grace arrives now, hands off. Brennan almost threw it forward as he tried to gather the footy. Came to Gunther, usually reliable by foot. Picks out his target with perfection. Here's Bowden. Jinking inside, jinking that away. Finds a target, but it's for the opposition. It's McCulloch who arrives. Picks it up, slings out a handball. Good hands by his fellow helmeted fella in Norton. Then Dahl picks out his target. It's the goal kicker in Cleaver. The big meat Cleaver. Looking for Garland. Doesn't reach him because in the hole is Gunther. Big Gunther. Kicks across the ground to McKnight. Had all sorts of time. Picks out Reeves. A little too easy out of defence here for Glenorchy. Reeves now looking inside forward 50. Daly has to fly. Bringing it to the ground. He does pretty well. Malucci eyes it off. Here's Daly again. Snapping, snapping. Oh, just offline. He is this close. Mere centimetres off blowing this game wide open, I think, Anthony Osborne. As you see this, he just copped the post.
Yeah, North Hobart just weathering a storm at the moment. Ball brought back into play. Grace is going to fly it for Glenorchy. John Geards there. Reeves does the roving. Wrapped up in a tackle from Norton. Great tackle from the young demon. And Reeves pinged for a throwing.
He's about half his size.
Yeah, really good effort. Absolutely, from Angus Norton. So he has the ball at half back. Goes inboard. Umpire doesn't deem that as being 15 to Williams. So Williams goes right back to his namesake. North Hobart just setting up here from the back pocket. Waiting for someone to come. He goes down the line. Flying there. Fantastic fly from young Josh Cleaver. Unable to complete the mark as Glenorchy bring it back inside 50. Clifford mops things up for the Demons. Off to Bradley Young. Repels the ball again. Glenorchy just setting up a wall here. Angus Stein wrapped up in a tackle. This might be North Hobart's opportunity to push the ball forward. Dahl streaming through the middle of North Hobart Oval. Considers his options, ends up just a tumbling ball off his left boot inside 50. Garland lays the tackle on Gunther. Webster under the pump. Back to Gunther. Glenorchy handling that very well. Josh Grant in pursuit of a bouncing ball. Rolls out of bounds. Ryde Street wing. 25 minutes gone in this second term.
That's ambitious.
Absolutely.
He was about 5 deep, Cleaver, and he thought, yep, this is mine. Got nowhere near it, really, as Angus Stein takes it all alone. The big fella throws it on the boot. A tumbling punt inside forward 50. Doesn't reach the 50. But Garland does enough to see it over. Big Angus Stein.
First time I think we've seen him throw it on the boot.
It was unorthodox.
No, it got plenty of height on it.
Well, it's a long way down from hand to foot as the ball comes in again. There he is, Angus Stein. Strong as an ox. Tumbling through. It was good stuff from North Hobart. Divenuto now with a problem. Thrown on the boot by Millhouse. High up and under. No one really lays claim to it. Glenorchy in the end should work it out through Duggan. And then arriving was Camrick just bustling over his opponent. So he'll be thrown in forward 50 for North Hobart. For all of Glenorchy's forward forays, they are only 4 points ahead. Comes in again. Reeves brings it down. Rundle eyes it off. Going nowhere with Reeves just the bear hug on Dahl. I'll go again. Garland this time in the ruck. Garland, 2 bites of the cherry, takes the footy, drops it. Now will apply pressure. They climb on top. Webb and Reeves. Be another stoppage. A quick break here, Anthony Osborne. I think get the hand off. See Clifford out the side. He might be an option. As Gunther tries to throw it on the boot. Reeves soccers away. He'll find the boundary line, you'd suspect. It does. As Williams runs it over. So a sustained period of stoppages deep into the second quarter here at North Hobart Oval. Tapped down by Angus Stein. It's gathered by McCulloch as he was deemed holding the ball. Probably could have gone either way, holding the ball or holding the man, as the ball did trickle out of his hands. But a good tackle from Camrick. Camrick over the top looking for Rundle. Good mark from Rundle. Shakes off his opponent. Now he's got a bit of space to assess his options. Kicking for Bowden. He was caught behind. It's going to go the way of North Hobart here. Williams inboard. Finds Dahl, who was shoved. That's blatant free kick. Play goes on. Daly takes it. And he rarely misses these ones rather. Finishes off. Daly. Well, he's missed the last couple. He was not going to miss that. He makes North Hobart pay. And North Hobart fans here at North Hobart Oval are livid.
Yep, certainly the calls of the home fans for that to have been a push in the back. Daly just disposed of in the end. And Callan Daly just finds a little bit of space. As you said, finishes well. He's missed a couple of opportunities so far today, Callan Daly, but he's been really lively inside 450 for the Magpies. He has 2 for the term. And the margin is back out to 10 points in favour of the Magpies.
Well, yeah, he's missed 2 that he'd usually kick. of course he's going to kick that one.
Yep. Back in the middle, Rundle. He comes out with the ball, goes to half forward and finds Malucci. Half forward for the Magpies, drives the ball in, looking for Daly, unable to complete the mark. The ball spills out the back. Jay Bowden's there. Prop stops, has a shot on goal. Misses the lot. Out of bounds on the full in the opposing forward pocket.
Not quite Jay's day.
No, he's had a couple of flying shots on goal, unable to complete them so far, but again, just when he has his hands on the football, North Hobart players will certainly be sweating. So that ball's brought back out. Not the best work there of the Demons as Zach Webster stands under it and takes a strong mark. Half forward for the Magpies. So now he has a raking kick on him. Sets himself up. Just going to set it long there to Zach Webster. Misses to the left-hand side.
Jeez, it looked good.
I thought he might have just been setting up when he was approaching the kick, but he's got a long boot on him, and that one, distance not a worry.
We saw it yesterday in the AFL. Jaden Stevenson really get onto a torp. I just love the torp as Dahl has his 500th touch, kicks it out from full back. Great mark, Cole Garland. Terrific presentation. Finishes off. There he is again. Dahl. Measured ball just short of the target. Banksmith bounds away. Kicks the forward 50. Tyler Bowden. Big and strong. Don't think he looks all too confident to take on the kick.
Seen that a few times with Tyler Bowden. Just gets a clear run at it. Just takes the ball on the chest. Really good mark from him. He just adds a extra bit of size. So just a little scuffle off the ball here as Bowden prepares his kick. Angerstein's in there with Harry Gunther. And Gus Norton in and amongst it.
Wouldn't want to be messing with big old 8 as Tyler Bowden close to the man on the mark. Really good smother by McCulloch, but it falls the way of Glenorchy. Now they come in through McKnight, but the siren brings a halt to proceedings. Half time here at North Hobart Oval. An 11-point buffer the way of the visitors. 6-11-47 the Magpies, 5-6-36 North Hobart. So they remain in touch. So we see some of the highlights from the first term. This was a hot start from North Hobart, wasn't it, Anthony Osborne?
Absolutely was. Colin Garland, again, like they did in the first quarter. Colin Garland and the Demons looked on top early in the term. Garland able to hit the scoreboard on that occasion, and then a really clever finish here from Callan Daly. Just a lovely set shot. It's a bit of a goal against the run of play. It's his first goal of the term, Callan Daly. Really lively for the Magpies so far today. Just kick that one there, just to give the Magpies that buffer again, and a free kick against Zach Webster. Saw Jaden Charlton hit the scoreboard. Really classy finish from the pocket. It's North Hobart story of that quarter, really. Just staying in touch, riding the wave. And a fantastic finish here as you see that tackle from Josh Cleaver. The meat cleaver, as Gilly has labelled him. And
I'm not sure about it, but
that's a fantastic finish from the pocket, isn't it?
One thing I am sure of, actually, geez, I tell you what, I reckon that's hit the woodwork.
So it's something you're probably not too sure of.
Yeah.
Not sure if it was a legitimate goal.
I am sure it was a good kick, but I reckon it might have clipped the post. But here was a controversial moment. That's a blatant shove in the back. I don't know how that wasn't picked up by the adjudicating umpire, and it led in Callan Daly. And he missed a couple uncharacteristically, and he wasn't going to miss a third. Fantastic finish. Such a player of quality. And it fired up Daly. They got in there. This game has plenty of feeling, plenty riding on it for both teams. An 11-point margin as it stands to Glenorchy. As we look through, Callan Daly, the only multiple goal kicker, he's got 2 on the board. Probably could have had 4.
Yep.
Hayden Grace, Grant, Robertson, Rundle with singles as well for North Hobart. Josh Cleaver, that fantastic snap. Jaden Charlton, snap from the other pocket. Sam Daly, Colin Garland and Thomas Reeves. It's a fantastic game we've got on our hands here at North Hobart Oval. Stay with us. We'll have a brief break from commentary, but we'll be back with all the second half action still up for grabs between North Hobart and Glenorchy. It's a good kick. It needed to be. Now James Webb's got a problem. His awareness was not on. McCulloch just hopped in. Separation at the full. Garland first to it. Pops it on the boot. I think it hit the post. It did.
3 or 4 opportunities teamed up the scoreboard now. Yet to do any, but he might have another one here. Harrison Gunther, not his best work, as Colin Garland takes the mark, plays on, and kicks his first goal back at North Hobart Oval in season 2019.
With some real purpose, North Hobart. Socket off the ground. Lucks of fortune into the arms of Daly.
So here.
So Callan Daly, one of the best goal sneaks in the league. Never looked like missing. Callan Daly, quality player. That's a half-chance goal from the Magpies. And they put it on the board. Might just handball it to himself. He does. Jay Bowden now. Candy shot. Through he goes. Jay Bowden shakes off one tackle. A second. Hands it off. Geared manufactures a shot. I think that one's out on the full.
Glenorchy feed it out to Camrick. He's at half forward. Crafty little kick looking for Jay Bowden, who wheels around on his right boot. Floating ball to full forward. Looking for Grant. That one rolls out about. Again, Reeves and Williams competing once more. Williams robes his own football. McCulloch's there for the Demons. So does Norton. Wrapped up in a Camrick tackle. Bodies again all around this football.
Well, they're not happy about it.
A little bit of argy-bargy there. Very smart at the bottom of it.
He's lit a fuse for someone.
Absolutely. It's Angus Norton in there. He always seems to be there. Good young footballer is Angus Norton. Becoming a handy player for this North Hobart side as Daly wraps Ben Camrick up. That ball gets out the back to James Webb. He's tackled over the line by that man Norton.
Off the ball free kick, I think. And it was there, I reckon. Just fell into his back a little.
Yeah.
Interesting defending from Hugh Williams. Manufacturing a shot was Jay Bowden. It wasn't a shot, it was a good pass in the end. Almost took the mark.
On the wing as he drives the ball down in the Bowden direction, takes the mark on his chest, had Kilpatrick for company. In the end, the ball just fell in his lap.
Yeah, but it's smart, isn't it? Smart.
Played a variety of roles this year as the champ. As it comes in now, shot on the way. Umpire has to do a fair bit of work, and in the end, too much.
Back. The target is Kilpatrick. He's got 3 Magpies to contend with. In the end, that's a volleyball effort from Grant. And he knows for Reeves, the kick's overcooked, but Reeves makes a great fist of it. Dumped in a tackle after he got rid of it, I reckon. Too obvious. And it's led in Charlton. So Charlton, round the body, through the middle. That is just what they needed, North Hobart. They've weathered a storm at the other end. Stay in, it does. A bouncing ball into the pocket. Reeves arrives, leaves the footy behind. Swinging tackle is a good one. The big Josh the Meat Cleaver. What can he do? This will take a good kick. We've got a good angle on it, and geez, he's curled it in. He's got the ball to talk as Cleaver. Fantastic. Finds a target in Divenuto. He goes inside. That's a shocker of a kick. Daly mops up. Now he's got some problems. Arm pin. Can't really get rid of it. Down. He does pretty well. Malucci eyes it off. Here's Daly again. Snapping. Oh, just offline.
Reeves does the roving. Wrapped up in a tackle from Norton. Great tackle from the young Demon. And Reeves pinged for a throwing. Waiting for someone to come. He goes down the line. Flying there. Fantastic fly from young Josh Cleaver.
Lays claim to it. Glenorchy in the end should work it out through Duggan. And then arriving was Camrick, just bustling over his opponent. It's going to go the way of North Hobart here. Williams in board. Finds Daly, who was shoved. That's blatant free kick. Play goes on. Daly takes it the way of North Hobart here. Williams in board. Finds Daly, who was shoved. That's blatant free kick. Play goes on. Daly takes it, and he rarely misses these ones, rather. Finishes off. Daly. Well, he's missed the last couple. He was not going to miss that. Get onto a torp. Just love the torp as Daly has his 500th touch. Kicks it out from full back. Great mark, Cole Garland. Terrific missing with big Ole as Tyler Bowden Close to the man on the mark. Really good smother by McCulloch, but it falls the way of Glenorchy.
Trying to pass first tackle. Did well to get the arms clear. Rocker steadies on that one. Through his hands. Works to Michael.
All right. So back with the second half here from North Hobart Oval. Glenorchy out of the sheds. And North Hobart yet to emerge. You'll see Glenorchy with 17 scoring shots. Game could be in a very, very different position, but I've been pretty impressed by North Hobart. 5-6-36 as it stands for the Dees. So they're in the game. It's about how they answer in this third quarter. They need a hot start, I think, Anthony Osborne.
Yeah, absolutely. They've started the first and second terms really well of the Demons, and particularly in that first term, probably didn't quite capitalise on the ascendancy they had of general play. Glenorchy, as you mentioned, a few missed opportunities for them, but I think a lot of that has come down to the defensive efforts of the Demons as well. A lot of those kicks have been under pressure and quite hurried shots on goal. So, yeah, lots of positive to take out of the first half for the Demons, but still 11 points adrift at the main break, so plenty of work to do in this second half. Really interested to see, I mean, I know a lot's been mentioned of Colin Garland and the role he plays in this North Hobart side, but can't help but feel like he's going to have a really important role to play in this second half as well. A focal point, forward of centre for them.
Well, if they're going to win the game, I think he's going to be central to what happens inside forward 50. It's not so much him getting his hands on the ball, it's just what he brings in terms of confidence. He brings an air of confidence, I think, to the side. They know they've got someone of immense quality to kick to. And I think he makes the Glenorchy defence a little unsure and a bit panicky. And, yeah, it's how he handles the second half will be important for North Hobart as they try and cause an upset. Scoring shots, as we said, paint a picture of Glenorchy dominance, but I haven't been especially impressed with their footy to the half, I've got to say. They've got plenty of upside and improvement in them, Glenorchy. We've seen their fast, free-flowing footy when they do get it going and zipping about and out of the middle. They're pretty hard to stop, but I've only seen that in glimpses so far today. They get it going, and they could run away with it, but I think I hope for the contest's sake that North Hobart stay close, because they've been pretty impressive today. Some of their fast ball movements been really good to watch, Anthony. And Sam Dahl's had a heap of the footy.
Yeah, he's the trusted user for them. He spends a lot of his time through the middle, but almost always on kick-out duty as well. And when you have those bigger bodies down there just flicking the ball off to him, the Demons certainly feel a lot more comfortable with ball in hand. Great user. Often, a bit like Josh McGuinness, goes up and fetches the 1-2 after dishing the ball off as well. One of the better users in the competition, and certainly stands out in this North Hobart outfit. About to start the second half of this one at North Hobart Oval. Duffy and Angerstein in the middle. Angerstein slaps that one down and picks up his own ball. Really good work from him as he dishes it off to Charlton. He finds that man in Sam Dahl. One-handed attempt there from DiVenuto, unable to complete the mark. Reece Mott emerges with the ball for the Magpies. Duggan down the line there for Glenorchy, looking for Grace. Bounce just goes past him, but Callan Daly, really clever, handball over his head. Aiden Grace picks up the ball, looking for Mott. Demons just able to collect the ball at half back and go down the line. Tidy mark taken there. No, out of bounds on the full. So Glenorchy to reset here on the wing. Through McKnight, he goes back. Not his best work there, McKnight. Colin Garland was a dangerous ball, and he's able to intercept and drives the ball long to the man in Tom Reeves. Under the pump, has a shot. Touch through. So again, Colin Garland impacting the contest. Just a bit lax there from McKnight, and the Demons almost made the Magpies pay.
It's a bit of a sloppy, lazy kick, and there's another one of them. Lucky this time, Glenorchy didn't land in the arms of Charlton as they'll wrap it up. And is that man Charlton climbing on top, forcing a stoppage just inside the centre square. Right end of the ground for North Hobart. I thought Reeves was out and just going to stroll in and kick a sausage, but it didn't work out. Angerstein hit out down. Daly loses the footy, goes and gets it. Bowden climbs on top. It'll be a stoppage. So a 10-point margin. We'll see this again. Reeves just misjudged it in the air. Tried the soccer. That was very ambitious.
Certainly was.
But it would have been a big goal in terms of the contest. Glenorchy move it with serious haste down the other end. Roberts tries to hand it off. Good swinging tackle on Kilpatrick. He virtually throws it out. Williams now got Reeves sitting on top of him. Coming in was McCulloch. They climb on top, and it'll be a stoppage. Other end of the ground now. Swift ball movement from one end to the other. So up goes the ball. Angerstein has been pretty good in the ruck stakes as it's farmed out by Pope. Back the other way via Rundle. Great tackle on Webb. It's forced a throw, and guess who? Sam Dahl. Got a lot of the tape. This kick not the best. It was well done by Grace to bring it undone. That's a good tackle on McKnight. He virtually threw it out, as does Daly, and they'll be rewarded for good tackling pressure. Big Cleaver. He drops it off for Daly. Daly pops it up. The big fella Angerstein will fly. I don't say fly. I mean stand there flat-footed because he's about 100 metres tall as Camrick squeezes out a kick. Misses his target in Duffy, who just watches it over.
Change of jumper for Angerstein too, rolling with 26 in the second half. Certainly not going to miss him though. He stands out as the big fella.
Look at he's a man mountain. Here he is again, Angerstein just drops it, paddling, missing Charlton though, and James Webb takes full toll, looking for Grace. It's a good defensive mark by Hugh Williams Jr. Fantastic work. He'll look down the wing, gets good purchase on the kick. Cleaver had the sit, didn't complete it. Geared virtually throws it out. Rundle now just trying to pick it up. Does with a one hand in the middle. Found space when there was none. Roberts goes for the footy. Now they'll race away through Yates. Yates, measured ball, slipping through the fingers of his intended target in Young. Soccering out now for Bowden. Bowden drops it off for Bank Smith, being pretty subdued. He finds Mott on the outside where he does his best work. Kicking now for Grace. That's Glenorchy footy. Glenorchy footy on show right there, Anthony Osborne.
Swift ball movement. Nathan Grace just attacks the ball at great speed. Arms outstretched. That's a fantastic mark. And he does almost play like a bigger player, doesn't he, Aiden Grace? Really is a key position forward. But just what makes him so dangerous. He competes at ground level like a small forward and can mark like that. Really impressive stuff.
So Aiden Grace looking to draw first blood in the third corner for Glenorchy. Comes on in. He's kicked one today. He's kicked a second. Fantastic work from Glenorchy. They extend their advantage. He's having quite the year, Aiden Grace. That's his second for the day. So we see it again. Got a really nice kicking action now. A few years ago he went with a stutter step. Now it just looks all together and looks very, very natural. Sweet strike of the footy on that occasion through the middle. Second of the day, back in the middle, and now it's on North Hobart to answer, Anthony Osborne.
Certainly is. Just the start the Magpies were after. Handy little buffer for them now. Ball back in the middle. Angus Stein wins that one down as far as Charlton. He dishes off to Dahl. Attacking the football there is Norton. He goes back. Demons just reassessing as Charlton got Duffy for company, but he drives the ball inside 50 in the Garland direction. Slapped away by Zach Webster. That ball rolls out of bounds for a throw in, and Zach Webster really playing a strong defensive game today. Not just being that architect across half back. We've seen him quite a few intercepts and tackles. Probably almost could have gone for the mark there, but did well to get the ball out of bounds.
He's floating across and becoming that third man up a lot. Been tremendous as it's Duffy and Garland now. Garland out the back, gathered by Camrick. He scurries out a kick. That might be deliberate. No, says the umpire, it'll be thrown in. So 5-7, 37, 7-11, 53 is the equation. So we're 7 minutes gone in the third quarter. Healthy crowd in North Hobart Oval. It's the theatre of dreams, really, North Hobart Oval, as it comes in. Duffy gets front position. Angus Stein just drops it off for his runners. Darley's one of them. Tries to wrestle off someone as he gathers the footy. Drops the ball. It's with Tilbury. He gets it out. Unorthodox, but finds Charlton. Falls now. Ball somehow finds its way to Darley. There's Tilbury now. He kicks deep, looking in the Garland direction. He flies, as does Webster. Affects the contest. Falls now for Caswell. Couldn't get a kick away. It's well done by Gunther, and then Mott just throws it on the boot, and it works out well. Works out very well indeed to Bailey Bester. He'll move it down the wing. Arriving was Grace. Good hands. Aiden Grace now, kicking deep. He hasn't struck that one as he would have hoped. It's kept alive, is it, by Walker? So in hindsight, the umpires will convene here. I'm not sure whether it was out in the full, punched over, or kept alive.
Everyone had really stopped. Hugh Williams was very confident that it was out of bounds on the full. It looks like that's
I thought
the way.
it was. We'll see again. It looks like that's what's been paid. See the replay. Yeah, that's blatantly out in the full. As we're back live, and it's kick to a pack. Kilpatrick brings it to Divenuto. He kicks long, but straight to Gunther. Garland didn't look too happy with that service. He switches it up, Gunther, and finds Bowden. Been everywhere today, Jay Bowden. He measures a ball for Malucci. Giacomo Malucci. Not his best kick at all, but Daly tends to make kicks look okay. They run into each other, though. Trickling out the back. They might be on here as it's Reeves. Pretty sharp stuff. Picks out Clifford. The blonde flowing locks. Just chips over the top for Reeves, so returns the favour. Inboard, Reeves heads. Just shy of McCulloch. Well, they go to war there, McCulloch and McKnight. And I reckon that was just a good 50-50 ball. I reckon he might be stiff here. The replay might tell a different story, but I'm not sure how that's McCulloch's fault.
I think that's McCulloch just playing the football he plays. He's a hard-nosed player going straight for the ball. And
in fairness, McKnight did the same thing.
Absolutely. It was just a good contest. Perhaps a bit unlucky there. McKnight just getting a couple of words from one of the trainers. But, yeah, perhaps hard done by there, Nathan McCulloch. The ball goes back there for the Magpies. They go out wide looking for Gunther. Garland does well to compete. And takes Gunther over the line. We'll have a throw in just in front of the interchange benches here. North Hobart Oval, 10 minutes gone in this third term. 5-7-37 the Demons plays the Magpies. 7-11-53. So that ball comes in. Engerstein beats Duffy on that occasion. Gets the ball down, but only as far as Camrick. John Geard's in there as well. Sam Daly, second, third efforts. Reese Mott for company. Callum Daly lays the tackle and we'll have another ball up.
They'd be feeling filthy about that. I think that North Hobart coaching staff, it looked like being a good opportunity. It was just a hard-fought effort. It's Engerstein now, wins it down to that man McCulloch. He misses the footy. They work it out with the way the handballs, ends with Camrick. Good vision, finds Rundle. He's got Paddock to run into. He finds Mott, usually good by foot, and is again. Perfect kick. In the end, the Magpies raffled it off. Ends in the arms of Malucci. Come into this side. Crafty small forward. Needs to take opportunities like this one if he's going to become a regular, I think, for Glenorchy.
Yeah, really handy for the Blues last year. Very good in the Development League and some handy games at TSL level as well.
So here he is, Giacomo Malucci. Great name. Is it a great kick? Not quite. Straight into the right upright, a minor score. So again a let off from the Magpies. And again we'll see Sam Daly bring it out from full back. Here he goes, Sam Daly. Long kick. They all convene. It's picked up by Camrick, good in traffic. They managed to win it back through Caswell. Slapping along the ground was Cleaver. Webster makes it somebody else's problem, just throws a kick up. It's good work from Duffy. Stood and delivered. Drops it off for Mott. Mott, laser-like use. Kicks inboard. Great mark. Terrific grab taken by Bester. Arrived. And the target was Grace. They were worried about Grace, but in came Bester. And that is strong hands. And this will do some serious damage to North Hobart's hopes. So young Bailey Bester shows real promising sides. Strikes it nicely through the middle. Another goal kicker for Glenorchy. Starting to get away from the Demons. That's the 8th for the Magpies, 8-12-60. The D's 5-7-37. We see set shot again. Struck pretty well. Nice drop punt straight through the middle. Umpire didn't move.
And I reckon they've just called Aiden Grace out of that one there. Grace often flies for those balls. We can see him almost move himself out of the way to allow Bester to fly. And again, a real multi-pronged attacking setup. Glenorchy have at their disposal. Another goal kicker to come back to the middle. Duffy wins that one down, but only as far as McCulloch. Having a handy day is the North Hobart Bull. Charlton wrapped up, and we'll have another ball up inside the centre square. .23 points the margin. As Rundle just bullies his way through. He finds Geard, who looks out wide to Mott. Brave mark taken there, running back with the flight. Reese Mott. Drives the ball forward nice and quickly, looking for Grace. Unable to take down the mark as Dahl mops things up. He finds Kilpatrick. A bit of dash off half back here for the Demons. They look to slingshot forward. Just stopped at half back there by Zach Webster as we're driven into the middle of the ground. Again, you can see that from the Demons. They're really keen to move the ball quickly. Unable to really drive the ball into an attacking position on that occasion, but I do like the ball movement. Real positive intent being shown. Geared and Daly go head to head. Rundle mops it up for the Pies as he goes forward looking for Reeves. Unable to take the mark, but Callan Daly is swarming at ground level. He goes off to Reeves, who has a bit of a shot on goal. It was probably half a pass, half a shot. In the end, outside of the boot, goes through for a minor score.
Yep. That's a ruckman attempting a forward pockets effort, I think, as it comes long off the boot of Hugh Williams Jr. It doesn't end up long. He'll get a free kick, I would have thought there. He's caught one high as Junior. But they take it without him even affecting it as Oysters Kilpatrick now heads inboard. A brave kick. Webster chops off. I liked his game, Webster. Off half back, he's a real weapon, and that's why. His use by foot. Finds Aiden Grace. Kick one was probably a little bit closer, but similar sort of angle. And you'd fancy him from here, Anthony Osborne. He's become the spearhead of this Glenorchy side, which is no mean feat, given that Jay Bowden's running around in the same 22. And here comes Aiden Grace. Measured approach. Be every bit of 50. Kicks right on the 50 sign. That hangs up in the air. A pack forms. They all fly. At the fall was Darley. Hands off. He will like the return ball to Venuto instead. It was smart stuff. Handed on from Norton to Darley, who kept on running. Oh, good contest provided by Reeves. He brought it to ground. Now he tries to scrimmage it out. Comes to Duffy, and then Angerstein just fists it forward. Errant handball lets in James Webb. A worm burner for the big fella Reeves. Didn't fancy him in that one. Comes out now to McCulloch. Long raking boot. It won't quite reach Williams because standing in the way is Jay Bowden.
Seen him play a variety of roles today, Jay Bowden, as he brings the ball out of defensive 50. He finds Reeves on the right street wing. Starting to impact the game a little bit in this term is the big fella, and he's going to get a 50-metre penalty encroaching the mark, I reckon. So the players dash inside 50. Glenorchy brought into attack as Reeves sets himself up, and he's going to have a shot on goal. Just a little discipline there from the Demons. Sam Reeves, former Hobart Tiger in the SFL. Handy addition to this Glenorchy outfit in 2019. Approaches, passes the 50-metre arc, shot on the way. It's always to the right. Ball kept in play, fisted there by Darley. Brought out of bounds of a throw in the forward pocket. So a couple of chances there for the Magpies. Grayson Reeves unable to quite make the distance. But importantly for Glenorchy, the ball is locked inside. They're attacking 50. So Grant and Angerstein to compete. Just fall short of both of them. Grant with a little dinky kick along the ground. Jaden Charlton there for the Demons. He finds Di Venuto. Game 150 for the North Hobart veteran. Another throw in just outside the 50-metre arc here. Glenorchy's attacking end of the ground. 18 and a bit minutes gone in this third term. Grant just bodies Angerstein out of the way. Hacks it inside 50, but Kilpatrick mops it up. He finds Tilbury, goes out wide to McCulloch. On his left boot, inboard, Zach Webster mops it up for the Pies. He goes out wide to Jay Bowden. There's a lot of space here for the Magpies as Bowden passes 50, shot on the way, and he kicks the goal. The Magpies, a couple of missed opportunities, but Jay Bowden wasn't going to miss that one. An important goal for the Maggies, just extends their margin.
Yeah, the game is getting away from North Hobart in a big way. That's vintage Jay Bowden. You saw when he just got a yard or two on his opposition there, he was just going to strive through 50 and put it through. We've seen it time and time again from the champ. It's really good footy from Zach Webster, though, I've got to say. He orchestrated that. It's been a bit of a sweeper down back for them. And his kicking is dynamite. As it's brought down, Camrick now for Rundle, helped out by Geard. Now through Brennan. High kick. Asks plenty of Tyler Bowden. Brings it to the floor. It's picked up by Kilpatrick. Done some nice things, Oysters. Good ball. Good ball indeed. Finds Bradley Young. Young down the line now. Sees a target. It wasn't a completed grab. Probably should have been, as it was uncontested by Caswell. Comes out to Kilpatrick. Provides pressure and sees it out. So 30-point margin. It's hard to make a case for North Hobart from here, really, as Angerstein brings it down. They'll need goals quickly. Hurry kick in from Dahl over the top of the intended target. Hall hands it out. Banks Smith at his ball block. Gunther good, but not good enough. Good tackle by Caswell. It looked like Gunther was away here. Just glided through, and Caswell did well. It was a good tackle. It looked like he only got his arm, but geez, he made it awkward for Gunther.
Yeah, really good effort there from Caswell.
So Caswell dropped a mark a moment ago he should have taken. He's made up for it with a terrific tackle. Can he goal this to give North Hobart an outside chance? He wheels around, gets decent purchase on the kick, but it was always left. And left for a behind. They waste no time bringing it out from defence, and Rundle collects the footy. Rundle now for Bester. Takes a good chest mark. Looking now in the Grace direction. Brings it down. Disgrace at the fall. He gathers his own footy. Kilpatrick starting to get involved in this contest. He's dealt with by Daly, and they'll bring it over the try line. So 29 points. Anthony Osborne is pretty tough going from the North Hobart Demons, you'd suspect from here.
Yeah, you'd think so at the moment. Angerstein brings that one down on the as far as Webb. Mott inside 50 looking for Grace. Can't quite collect it on the half volley. But Bester's thereabouts for the Magpies, as is Callan Daly, just buzzing about at ground level. He's well tackled. Umpire's whistle. It's a free kick going the way of the Magpies. Callan Daly, he was held after getting rid of the football. So he has a golden opportunity now to kick his third goal of the afternoon. So we take a look there. He's probably a line ball call as to whether it was dropping the ball or holding the man. This time it falls in favour of the Magpies, and Callan Daly already with 2 today. Lines up for goal number 3. He approaches. Kick on the way. Callan Daly's not going to miss those. He makes no mistake, and the Magpies have their 10th of the afternoon. Really good goal there for Glenorchy, and things are looking a little bit difficult now for North Hobart. 10-13-73 the Magpies. North Hobart 5-7-37.
Oh, it's dicey now, you'd suspect, for North Hobart. Glenorchy have shown why they're a flag threat in 2019 in this quarter, really. Just put the pedal to the metal and open up quite the gap. North Hobart, a good value in this game up until the half. I wonder if Paul Kennedy had some choice words at half time that got Glenorchy going, because they're a different team after emerging from the sheds. That's a good kick forward, and I thought it was a mark for Caswell, not paid. Divenuto farms it out. Out it comes now for Reeves. Reeves in the direction of McCulloch, who was dealt with, and he gets his kick. I thought that was a mark from
It was
Caswell.
a great effort from Caswell.
Probably was. He did well to get the ball out in the end. Divenuto with good vision, really. Found Reeves. He doesn't waste the footy when he gets it. It all eventuated in a McCulloch shot on goal. And McCulloch powers it through. Gives North Hobart some chance. It's outside, but it's some chance, Anthony Osborne.
Yeah, the Demons, their first goal of the term. Mentioned Tom Reeves, he's done some really good things today. Lovely kick inside and blatant push there on McCulloch, and he makes no mistake. A really important member of this team is Nathan McCulloch, having another good day today. Just cuts the margin back, so still a tall order for the Demons, but as you mentioned, still in with a sniff. Back in the middle, Dahl immediately tackled by Geard, just gets the kick away looking for Williams. Duggan's there, Jay Bowden just dances through traffic as he drives the ball to half forward. Ball gets out the back, couple of players in pursuit. Bailey Bester is there for the Magpies, as is Aiden Grace. Doesn't have the football, he's at the bottom of the pack, so we'll have a ball up just inside Glenorchy's forward 50. As Kilpatrick and Bester exchange some pleasantries.
There's a bit of stacks on there in the North Hobart defence. Angerstein down. He's probably had the lion's share of the hit-outs. Good tackle. Crunching tackle from Bailey Bester. So up it will go again with Angerstein. Been good in the ruck. Paddles down. It was a hurried kick from Poke. Underneath this is Mott. Umpire says I'll have it. So 29 points the margin. Ball to be thrown up once more. Angerstein just deals with Reeves really. Webb runs into Dahl. Be rinse and repeat. So 6-8-44, 10-13-73, 25 and change gone in this third term. Dahl kicks it in to Webster, and then Camrick picks it up. Swirling ball inside 50. Sitting under it was Clifford. Almost completed the mark, couldn't quite. Coming through was Daly in a flash. Good kick, great kick. Almost for Bowden. Collected the defender in front. Comes out the back to Mott. Mott off the left toward goal. Offline to the left. He's a little mosquito. He's Cullen Daly, just buzzes about, causes issues. Bringing it out from defence now, it's Hugh Williams Jr. He finds his namesake. Inboard to Reeves. Reeves now through the middle of North Hobart Oval. Picks out a target ahead of the footy. It's coming from Kurt Mason. Looking in the direction of McCulloch, who's been swung forward. He's kicked one. Ball at the ground level now. Hot up for grabs. Didn't hit Trad Duggan. Hand inside. They'll mop it up Glenorchy through Banks Smith. Falls out the back. Good pressure here from North Hobart. It's Gus Norton. It's gone hard for the footy. Siren sounds. 30-point margin in this ball game. Bupa TSL action, round 8 action between North Hobart and Glenorchy. And the Magpies lead it by 30.
Yeah, late goal there. McCulloch important, but yeah, 5 goals difference heading in to the final term in favour of the Magpies, and really good quarter from the visitors. See here that opening goal from Aiden Grace, fantastic mark, approaching the ball at top speed and kicking well. What's been said about how dangerous Glenorchy are and how quickly they can score. We certainly got an indication of that early in the term. Those 4 goals really showing how dangerous they can be. A great mark here from Bailey Bester. He was able to hit the scoreboard. Another prong in the Glenorchy attack back into the senior team in recent weeks.
Great to hear the dulcet tones of Blair Brownless over the loudspeaker here at North Hobart Oval. They've got a job to do in the last quarter, North Hobart. Here we see some vintage Jay Bowden. Plenty of those in the highlight reel. Squillions of goals for this proud football club, and they're on their way to another victory. They've only had the one blemish so far this season. They've recovered pretty well off the back of that with a win against Lauderdale, and it looks like they're going to win another, as we saw another Daly shot at goal. So Daly in the goals. Grace has been very good. Glenorchy's prime movers got on top. I thought Mott got busy that quarter. He's used really an asset, and above all, the game of Zach Webster. Really, really promising for Paul Kennedy and his coaching staff, because they lost the likes of Daniel Joseph, which was a massive loss. One of the competition's best players and the best of half-back in the game. They lost him. They've managed to find Zach Webster. He'd gone over to Dosa to play his footy. They called him back, and he's a weapon off half-back, and he was central to a lot of what went on in that quarter. It's Glenorchy. Well, they zipped away, didn't they? 30 points as it stands. You see there the kickers, the goal kickers. Callan Daly with 3. Best small forward going round. Aidan Grace 2. Singles the best of Bowden Grant. I think there's others as well also on the board.
Yeah, Sam Rundle as well, able to hit the scoreboard. Adam Roberts also with 1. And then for North Hobart, singles to Josh Cleaver, Jaden Charlton, Sam Daly, Colin Garland, Nathan McCulloch, and also to Thomas Reeves. But yeah, Zach Webster really been instrumental. Probably that third term was starting to win more of the football himself and really generate some drive, but his defensive efforts, particularly in that opening half, really did set the game up for Glenorchy, and I think it just shows the importance of having a couple of weeks in development league football as well. He doesn't look rusty at all, Zach Webster. He's been playing a variety of roles in development league and has just been able to really hit the ground running at TSL senior level for the first time this year. And as you mentioned before, he's very difficult to replace a player of Daniel Joseph's quality, but Zach Webster's probably as close as you're going to get. So really handy acquisition and inclusion for Glenorchy.
Oh, tremendous. He's I think that quarter also, we didn't see a heap of Colin Garland. They didn't really get the ball down to him.
Yep.
So that's not from his doing. The ball just never really got to him. And it's unfortunate because he is a weapon, a real weapon in North Hobart's arsenal. But the ball didn't reach him too much that quarter. So if North Hobart are any chance, and you've got to say, it's probably a snowball's chance in hell at this point. 30 points adrift, it'd be an almighty comeback, but if there are any chance, Colin Garland probably needs a couple in the last.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got 1 for the day so far. Probably could have kicked a couple of others as well. A couple of hurried shots on goal that weren't quite able to go through the 2 big sticks, but yeah, he has really been a presence up there. Hugh Williams as well, when he's been 4 to centre I should say, has also looked damaging, but yeah, at the moment, 6 individual goal kickers for North Hobart, and you do feel as if a player like Colin Garland is really going to have to take the game by the scruff of the neck if the Demons are to bridge this 5-goal margin that they're currently facing heading into the final quarter. Plenty of positives out of the day so far for the Demons, but class of Glenorchy just shining through in that third term. As you mentioned, some of those prime movers, Reece Mott, Sam Rundle, Ben Camrick, getting their hands on the football. Zach Webster across half-back, Callan Daly inside 50. Star power that Paul Kennedy has at his disposal. They're the envy of a lot in the competition. They really were showing what they're made of in that third term, but now it's an opportunity for North Hobart to really respond and run this game out well. North Hobart back out into their positions. Glenorchy still in the huddle with Paul Kennedy.
Yeah, this is interesting. We saw virtually the reverse of that out of the sheds at half-time. Colin Garland's got the forward group together, conversing. What an asset he is for the North Hobart Football Club. They've got 2 really good assets with Sam Daly with the midfield and defensive group, and Colin Garland with that forward group. The amount of learnings they've got through their careers at the top level that they can pass on to these young Ds, it's invaluable. As I said before, it is an outside chance for the Ds from here. If they get the first couple and get the crowd involved, maybe.
And we have seen them move the ball really quickly throughout the afternoon, so yeah, quick ball movement with a couple of tall targets up there. Anything can happen, but yeah, important that they get off to a quick start if they are to have any chance from here. So Ankerstein, I think, has been pretty impressive today, Gilly. He's going to compete with
work,
Duffy in the middle. Yeah. Just getting
around the ground, obviously Duffy's posed a bit more of a threat, but the tap work has been impressive, Angerstein, and he goes to work again here, drops it off. That is fantastic stuff. Charlton now to Dahl. Dahl long inside 50. The target, of course, Cole Garland, brought to the feet of him. They'll work their way out of traffic here. Not bad from Glenorchy. Out to the other side. Sun blinding them. Will be swung back in with haste from Reeves. Oh, Garland arrived. Just couldn't quite complete it. Clifford also collided in there, and then it ends with Garland, who's brought to the ground. Had Magpies either side. So Garland in the ruck now. Dueling with Duffy. Gathered by Camrick. He's so good in traffic. Good spinning work by Mott. Off his boot and looking for Daly out the back. It finds its way to Grace somehow. He couldn't really gather. It's a hot footy at the moment. Williams pressures Daly over. It'll be thrown in. And even 30 points here at North Hobart Oval.
Ball thrown in. Augustine and Duffy have done so often today competing. Duffy really good at ground level there. Dishes the ball off to James Webb. Not his best work there, James Webb. Out of bounds on the full.
Sorry, he's been pretty quiet today, James Webb.
Yeah, he's been in some red hot form. He's probably one of the most improved players in the comp the last couple of years, but yeah, not his busiest day today. Daly brings that ball back in to Clifford. Gets the ball back, Daly, as he so often does. Dishes that one to Charlton. Couple of disposals, but no real ground made there for the Demons. Charlton down the line. Angustein's a target almost there from him. Webster's at ground level for the Magpies, competing well. Reece Mott's also there. Ben Camrick, I should say, will fancy himself in a foot race against Angerstein. Does well. Magpies backtrack to Webster. Kick in board. Such a great user is Zach Webster, and he finds Adam Roberts at half back. Dishes out wide. Magpies just taking a moment to assess their options. Jay Bowden down the line. Piercing ball. Just misses his target. There in James Webb. Good little shepherd laid by Bester. It's a floating ball inside 50. Hugh Williams Jr. under immense pressure. Able to get the disposal away, but Adam Roberts in the pocket has a shot. Never really looked like scoring. That goes through for a minor score. So 31 points the difference. Early doors in this final term. As the Demons bring the ball back in, but only as far as Cameron Duffy.
That's a rare shocker off the boot of Daly.
Usually uses it so well, but Duffy read that ball best, and he's going to have a shot on goal.
See, Angerstein, as we said, has been impressive in tap work, but this is where Duffy really adds value.
He's one of the best mobile ruckmen in the TSL. Duffy starts his approach, not his best work. Daly's at the foot of it though, and he's there. He has a shot on goal. Just misses to the right-hand side. So yeah, just classic mockers there on Cameron Duffy.
Ultimate mockers. That was a howler.
Stand by. He is one of the best mobile ruckmen in the competition, but perhaps not his best display there.
Here he goes again. The big Duff man drops it off to Geared. Geared inside forward 50 now. The target, Daly. Brings it to ground. Roberts does well. Swats it into his own path. Snapping, offline. Minor score. Looks
lively up there, Roberts, particularly pairing with Daly. They've got a couple of very crafty small forwards up there. Bailey Bester as well.
He's fantastic. Callan Daly in particular as they bring it out of defence. Reeves liked his game. He goes inside. Commentary mockers again, not his best kick, but Hugh Williams does enough with it. Clifford with the locks flowing. Drops it off. Bailey Walker now. He's got a real problem. Found his way into a magpie nest, and the only way out was the boundary line. Will be thrown in. 77 plays 44 here at North Hobart Oval. Duffy taps down, gathered by Daly. Whacks it on the boot. Garland the target. over his head and into the arms of Trad Duggan. Trad switches it up, and Jay Bowden's got a paddock to go to work. Finds James Webb. Webb in the middle of North Hobart Oval. Piercing ball into the arms of Bester.
Yeah, really sharp mark from Bailey Bester. Another dangerous option they've got, forward of centre, and that's a really good mark.
He's got good hands, hasn't he, Bailey Bester?
Yeah, really clean. Seen that a couple of times today. Just one clunk.
I have a feeling Paul Kennedy might mention him post-game because he's just done enough today. Been impressive. So Bailey Bester. Be a kick from 50 metres. Good purchase on it, just short. Fisted through. A minor score. So Glenorchy have a strong advantage in this game. They've had 28 scoring shots. Only put away 10 goals as it stands, so could have been a lot better for the Magpies as North Hobart make their way out of defence with Reeves.
Reeves inboard to Williams, dishes it off to Dahl as he so often has today. Good use from Dahl to Norton on the wing. Norton goes forward of 50 and Colin Garland takes the mark at half forward. First time in a little while we've seen Colin Garland find open space. He chips the ball in looking for Nathan McCulloch. He takes a strong grab. Good little pass there from Garland. Seen Garland double teamed for much of the afternoon. Likes of Zach Webster often playing that intercept role. Just able to find a little bit of space there ahead of Sam Hall. Sharp pass in to Nathan McCulloch, who already has one goal this afternoon as he crosses the paint of 50. Loads up. Good purchase on the kick, but just missing to the right-hand side. So good ball movement there from North Hobart. Sam Dahl, as per usual, right in the thick of it, but unable to quite capitalise in the end was McCulloch as the Magpies put under the pump trying to bring the ball back in. Wheeling around there are the Demons, but a good mark taken by Sam Hall.
Sam Hall off to Webster. Webster laser-like. Straight down the hey diddle diddle. Found Big Duff. He drops it off for Mott. Mott to Banks Smith. Banks Smith looks up to the edge of 50 and finds Roberts. Just measured, smart, sharp ball use from the Magpies. He switches out, left half forward. Reeves, good defensive spoil there by Walker. They make their way out of defence now through Williams. His kick is not good. In fact, it's horrible. I think it was out in the full. It was, yeah. So go the way of Trad Duggan. He goes back, makes Webster really work for it. In the end, he says, you have it, Jay. Bowden, beyond the defensive arc, Banks Smith. All on his own. Some jeers coming from the crowd. I'm not sure what about as Banks Smith just pops this one up. A shocking kick. Let in Reeves. Spent what he hadn't earned just yet. Oysters Kilpatrick does pretty well. Just keep on pushing it, do the Ds, but they run out of tarmac on that far side, the Ryde Street side of North Hobart Oval.
Yeah, just a few words before there between Ollie Divenuto, Jay Bowden and Zach Webster. Two of the more experienced players out on the ground today. See there, Sam Hall just playing that loose player in defence as the ball comes back in. Demons bring the ball inside 50, looking for Garland. Strong grab taken, just disposed of Harrison Gunther. Garland marks in the pocket. Just able to find a little bit of space in this term.
He's strong, Colin Garland. Strong and mobile.
Come around for the snap here is Garland. Ball on the way. Umpire has to do a lot of work. Misses to the right-hand side. Minor score. Again, Garland with a couple of opportunities today, but just the one goal to his name so far.
It was beautiful use to find him from Dahl. Now Bowden from full back. He's played a real mixture of roles today, but that is perfect. Finds Geared. Sold Banks Smith into a bit of trouble. Came to Dahl. He handballs. He'll get this back. He does. Kicks from 50. Sam Dahl on its way, looking for Garland. Too long for the former Melbourne Demon. Over his head and through for a minor score. So they cut the margin just by points at this stage. A little one into the pocket from Jay Bowden. He finds Camrick. Fantastic play. That's a good kick for Rundle. Had to be good. He was in between a couple of demons. So Rundle now pokes back, finds Camrick. Camrick finds Webster. Loved his game. Through the middle, Webster. Cuts him apart with that foot use. Look at that. Champagne footy. Comes to Jamie Bowden. Bowden now looks ahead and finds Malucci. Just going the fast lane. Other Magpies. Malucci going long and strong. Grace the target. Grace too strong.
Yeah, fortune favours the brave there. Just straight down the corridor. Good kick from Malucci, and Aiden Grace again just marks so well. Clean grab, stood his ground, and he has an opportunity to kick his third of the afternoon.
Well, he's been done good, Aiden Grace, today. Does a lot, not just in terms of impacting the scoreboard. Just does a lot to bring others into the game as well. So Aiden Grace. Distance and accuracy should be no trouble from here. A player of his quality. He loves it. 3 on the board for Grace. Continues his rich vein of form in 2019.
Yeah, you certainly know if Aiden Grace has kicked the goal, he doesn't mind a celebration as soon as it leaves the boot. And why not when you're kicking as well as he is in 2019? Another goal for Aiden Grace. He has 3. Joins Callan Daly. 3 for the afternoon. The only multiple goal kickers on the ground. Classy finish from Grace after a great mark, and again all of that started from Zach Webster taking the game on, driving the ball down the middle of the ground to Jay Bowden. Just a bit of confusion with starting positions here, I think, for the Demons. As Cleaver works his way up to the wing, so 6-11-47 plays 11-18-84. Ball back in the middle. One down by Duffy, but only as far as Dahl. His kick mopped up by Jay Bowden. Spending a lot of his time across half-back today, Jay Bowden, but it's not his best work. The Demons reset at half-back.
They do through Axel Moore. He finds a target on the outer side. It's Sam Dahl. He's had so much of the football. Kicking in the direction of Garland. Sitting in the hole again was Webster. He's done that role with aplomb today. Just dropping the footy was Gunther. Arriving was Camrick. Now off from Gunther. Good kick. Finds his target, Roberts. So Roberts looks ahead, and what does he see? A little pokey ball. Just gains 20 or so metres and finds Rundle. Rundle kicks inside forward 50. The target, Jay Bowden. Over his head, Malucci eyes it off. Deep in the pocket now, Malucci. The 233s collide. He was well corralled in the end by Yates. Be a throw in deep forward for Glenorchy. Almost 13 minutes gone. It's going to be a win for the Magpies. It's just about margin now. This is picked up by Dahl. His 4 billionth touch. It comes out the back to Bowden. He manufactures an ambitious shot out to the right. Kick out from full back is good. Finds Charlton beyond the arc. He kicks over the head of Clifford. The youngster has a bit of dash in him though. He'll run away now, Clifford. Big flowing locks. Comes to Poke. Poke hands off. Caswell just eludes him. Handed inside. It's picked up by Mott. Rides the tackle. Clipped high. So it'll be a Mott ball. Defensive 50 for the Magpies.
Good bit of dash shown there by Clifford, but just not quite able to execute with the handball. Certainly showing glimpses for the Demons and with the Devils in the NAB League as well.
So a little one from Mott finds Banks Smith. Banks Smith off for Webster. I've said it, I reckon, 5 times now, but geez, I've loved his game, Webster. He could transform this Glenorchy team, I think. A good team already, but give him a real weapon in the back half. He's the big duffster. Oh, he's asked plenty of Camrick there, but quality player. Does well, finds Webster with a good switch. So Webster, plenty of leads, but what does he like? There's your ball. He likes Jay Bowden. In the end, it ends up with Grant. Grant farms out a handball. Bowden Tries to ride the tackle, gets a kick away, comes to Roberts. Roberts loses it. They jump on top, the red and blue. Comes for Grant. He swings a ball inside 50. Arriving is Hugh Williams Sr.
Game 150. Hugh Williams been a solid contributor for the Demons. Looks for his fellow 150 gamer in Ollie DiVenuto. He slaps the ball out of bounds. The umpire says deliberate. So a free kick going the way of the Magpies, to the jeers of the home crowd, as Reece Mott kicks the ball to half forward, but only as far as Hugh Williams again. Chips the ball in to Charlton. Dishes it back to Williams. Good switch there for the Demons. Looking down the line for Clifford, but cut off by Bowden. Looks for Grace, but a good mark taken in the end there through North Hobart. So the switch is on, comes out to Josh Cleaver. So a couple of options down the line. That's where he opts to go. Looking in the Angerstein direction, unable to quite get there. Norton's at his feet, but a good tackle laid by Glenorchy. I think it was Roberts. We'll have a ball up on the wing here. 16 minutes gone in the final term. 47 plays 85 as the ball comes down. Sam Dahl once again. Good tackle laid as Reece Mott brings the ball back down the line, looking for Duffy. Unable to quite complete the mark is the big man. Clifford mops it up for the Demons. Off to Dahl once again. His ball is going to bounce out of bounds. Well, taken over the line there by Trad Duggan. His second game back in senior TSL football after a long layoff through injury.
So Glenorchy with a commanding lead. 11-19-85, 6-11-47. In the forward 50 now for North Hobart. Throw in, falls short of the ruckman. James Webb manages to get it out to Trad Duggan, who just runs into a tackler in DiVenuto. They get it out there through Hall. Tumbled into. That'll be a free kick against Roberts. It'll go the way of Millhouse. So Millhouse will kick for Garland, you'd suspect. He goes for the big fella. Just over squirts the kick. Finds Jay Bowden, who's played deep defence for much of this quarter. He runs away, fancied himself against the big fella, Angerstein. Good ball for Gunther. So Gunther can find Trad Duggan. Duggan by hand to Geared. Geared long down the line. Target, Tyler Bowden. Tapped away from him by Hugh Williams. He gets a handball out. And Millhouse takes the sanctuary of the boundary line. Boundary umpire says, I'll have it. Throw it in. Almost 18 minutes gone here in the last quarter. Result well and truly known at this point as it comes in. Williams jostles with Duffy. Neither really effective. Mott now off to Rundle. Rundle kick inside 50. Just short of Malucci. It's still there for him though. Well gathered in the end, but it comes out the back. Tyler Bowden sniffing around. Climbing on top. They wrap up Axel Moore. Picking up was Rundle. Kicking towards Reeves. Reeves now arrives. He's colliding with Yates, who tips it out. Ball to be tossed in again.
Handy things today, Yates. Been pretty solid down in defence for the Demons as the ball comes in deep inside Glenorchy's forward 50. One down by Reeves. Callan Daly is thereabouts, but the Demons, I should say, through Charlton, exit defensive 50. Norton to McCulloch to Daly. Straight through the middle of the ground. This is good football here from the Demons. Ball inside 50. Garland going to mop up, loses his feet and looks to be in some strife. Arm goes straight up. This is not a good scene for the Demons. This is not good. Arm is still up in the air. Colin Garland down and in a world of pain at the moment.
The game right now seems a bit irrelevant, but anyway, Tyler Bowden picks it up, hands it out. Charlton rides a tackle, fell for it straight away. Not good at all. Cole Garland, his arm went straight up. Oh no. It's down from Duffy. Geared. Kicks towards Daly. Off his chest. Daly now sniffing around it. Driving was Millhouse. Farms it out for Walker. Walker finds McCulloch. McCulloch kicks forward. Through the fingers of Divenuto. It's picked up by Banks Smith. Off from Duffy. Camrick now. Squeezes out a kick. Not his best. It'll bounce towards Williams. No, it won't get to him because Rundle arrives. Kicks it to Reeves. Oh, Mark not paid. The big fella a bit stiff there, I reckon.
Did well to make up the ground there, Reeves.
I think, yeah.
I might have just fallen out of the breadbasket.
I would have paid it. But the real story right now is Colin Garland. And Roberts now throws it on the boot. Walker now off for Reeves. Darley. Oh, losing his footing was Norton. And there is Webster. Cute little kick, didn't work. Off from Charlton. Comes to Darley again. Caswell was caught high. They'll move now through a Weber handballs. Maybe not the best decision to play on. They'll try and work it out through Tilbury. Gets it away. Reeves high up and under. Arriving is Kilpatrick. Tries to bring it down to ground. McCulloch just bursts out of the pack and he's caught. Aiden Grace doing up forward but doing in the middle as well. He'll go back to his backman and they'll reload the Magpies. Banks Smith now, this way or that away, find a target. There he does. Gunther receives back. Banks Smith again. Kick toward 50. Good stuff from Kilpatrick. Just does some nice things. Caught is Hugh Williams in trouble. That was probably holding the ball, but they'll make their way out. Maybe North Hobart. In the end, ping for a throw. It's going to go the way of Callan Daly. So if Grace doesn't get you, Callan Daly will.
Yeah, excellent defensive work from Daly. Just continued to harass as we take a look at this Colin Garland injury here. Just lost his footing. Just an awkward landing.
He's felt straight for Hammy.
Yeah, off the ground at the moment. Know the injury run he's had, Colin Garland. Back in live play, Callan Daly begins his approach. Ball on the way. And Callan Daly, he has 4 for the afternoon. He's been a very lively figure inside forward 50 for the Magpies. He kicks his 4th and the Pies extend their lead.
Well, he's a gun, isn't he? An out-and-out star of the competition. Finishes off that. That was just good forward pressure. They probably deserved a free kick for Grace's tackle first of all, but the follow-up from Daly got the job done in the end for the Magpies. They extend their lead, as you say. 12-19, 91, 6-11, 47. Probably how it's played out for the second half. Up until half-time, North Hobart were good value in the contest, but Glenorchy certainly a class above this second half as Camrick kicks out, looking for Bester. Tell you what, how often do we see in 2019 hit out down, Ben Camrick bursting out of the square?
Yep, no, he's putting together some sort of season, Ben Camrick. Arguably a breakout season in 2018,
well,
but he's gone to another level.
I was going to say, I think he teased last year at being... He was a very good TSL player, but he's borderline star now as it's swung inside forward 50, gathered by Daly. Shakes off his opponent, comes to Malucci. Malucci shoots. That goal might find him. Oh, that's his second poster of the day, Malucci.
Yep. Again, Callan Daly just able to dish the handball off under pressure.
Oh, if you were a small defender, you would wake up in cold sweats thinking about Callan Daly. The kick-in board from Tilbury is not good. Trad Duggan at the races. Kicks inside forward 50. The target here is Bester, slapping down. Arriving is Malucci. Has Daly riding shotgun. They both lose their footing. Malucci tackling, as is Daly. They'll bring it to a halt. That replay of Colin Garland's injury made me think maybe it's not the knee. Clutched at the hammy, higher up on the hammy.
Yeah, certainly looked like a knee initially, but yeah, the replay suggests otherwise. So fingers crossed it's not worst case result for Garland and the D's. Back in live play, Harrison Gunther marks on the wing. Goes across the ground to Zach Webster. Really good return from the former Hawk as he drives the ball inside 50. Mark not taken there by Bester. Aiden Grace and Yates take the ball out of bounds. So a throw in, left forward pocket inside 50 for the Magpies. 24 and a half gone. 47 plays 92. Magpies well on their way here at North Hobart Oval. Grant, Angerstein in the ruck. Grant just whacks that one over his head to Grace. He looks there from Malucci, but cut off by Young. Angerstein gets it on the boot, down the line. Gets a bit of height, good contest forms. Out of bounds for a throw in front of the interchange gate.
I was going to say, Dahl hasn't touched the ball for a minute. I realise he's on the bench.
He's had so much of it today.
Yeah, he's had that much of the ball. It's insane. As the ball will be thrown in, centre wing, broadcast side here at North Hobart Oval. Angerstein one down, but it was Geard who jumped on the footy. McCulloch jumped on him. The siren sounds on this round 8 Bupa TSL encounter. The Chocolates go to the Glenorchy Magpies. They were tested for a half. Really flexed their muscles in the second half. Kicked away from North Hobart. 12, 20, 92. 32 scoring shots to North Hobart's 17. 6, 11, 47. So a big win for the Magpies, and they continue to show strong signs of being a real premiership fancy.
Yeah, absolutely. Backing up a stirring win over Lauderdale last weekend, and they were challenged at times today. At half-time, still felt like Glenorchy were going to be able to do enough, but they were really challenged in that opening half and put the foot down in the third term and really went from there. So an impressive win for Glenorchy. Be buoyed by the return of Zach Webster. Really good start from him.
Huge.
In senior TSL football. Just take a look there. 6-11, 47 to 12, 20, 92. It could have been an ugly scoreline for North Hobart had Glenorchy capitalised on a few of those, but Callan Daly with 4 goals, Aidan Grace with 3, singles to Bailey Bester, Jay Bowden, Josh Grant, also goals not on the screen there for Sam Rundle and Adam Roberts as well. And for North Hobart, no multiple goal kickers, but singles Josh Cleaver, Jaden Charlton, Sam Daly, Colin Garland, Nathan McCulloch and also Thomas Reeves. So kept goalless in that final term there, North Hobart. Just 1 goal for the second half. Glenorchy on the other side of things kicked 6 goals and 9 behinds in that second half. So it really does show the control the Magpies had for much of the second half of play. But yeah, as you mentioned, Gilly, just looking to certainly be one of the teams to beat in 2019, Paul Kennedy's Glenorchy outfit.
Oh, absolutely, and they've still got players to come back in this lineup. We're seeing one of them walk past us now, Smith, who's out suspended.
Yep.
You had Josh Arnold out of the team today, and who knows what else. What other tricks Paul Kennedy has in his bag. I think bringing Webster back to the club looks like a fantastic move. I just think their defensive setup was already looking so sound. I'd love to see Arnold thrown back in that mix, and then you've got a real weapon in Webster. I just think that's really, really promising for the boys out at KG5. As we do on the stream, I like to throw someone under the bus with the votes, and it's you on this occasion, Anthony Osborne. The 3, 2 and 1. I'm guessing they're going to be from the Black and White Army.
Yeah, question without notice, must be said. Put me on the spot. Can you buy me 30 seconds here, Gilly, and I'll try and come up.
I reckon you can manufacture 3 and 2, surely. Well, you might give one to the opposition.
Yeah, look, I think I'll give 1 vote to Sam Daly, as we just see Hugh Williams and Ollie DiVenuto take the Demons off the field. Game 150 for those two. Great servants of the North Hobart Football Club. Really solid contributors for them. But no, I think I will give 1 vote to Sam Daly. I just think he had so much of the football today and rarely used it poorly. When they did look damaging moving the ball inside 50, it was often Sam Daly who was the architect of it. So I will give him 1 vote for performance today. I think I've got to give, in a fairly low-scoring game, only 2 players kicking multiple goals. Callan Daly kicking 4. I think I'm going to give him 2 votes today. Just looked so lively whenever the ball went inside 50. And although there are a lot of standout midfielders for the Magpies today, I thought Sam Rundle, Ben Camrick, they played really handy games of football. Reece Mott was quite impressive as well. I think Zach Webster's return across half-back, both as an architect across half-back with generating attacking plays, but also just those little things, intercepting. Laid quite a few good tackles as well. I think he's, as you mentioned a few times, another string to the bow at Glenorchy's disposal. So, yeah, got to give Zach Webster the 3 votes for today's performance, I think.
So the 1 to Sam Daly, 2 to Callan Daly, 3 to Zach Webster. Really good work on the fly there, Anthony Osborne. You've been good today. We've enjoyed bringing this game to you. The Chocolates go the way of Glenorchy, 12-20-92. They bested North Hobart 6-11-47. With fingers crossed for Colin Garland that that's not a serious injury, and we see him again, hopefully in the pretty soon. We don't have to wait too long to see him play his footy out here on North Hobart Oval. It's been a pleasure bringing this one live to you from North Hobart. As we said, the winners, Glenorchy, comfortably in front of a good crowd here. Bye for now.